What happened? Studio out there is like 2,200. Yeah. Like studio, just a studio drink. Like
yeah.
You could probably get rent for like 800 out there.
Yeah.
600 in some places.
So imagine, right, if you were getting that pay and you could move somewhere as the cost of living.
Exactly.
Big, you know.
If you kept the pay from your state.
Right.
Pay from New Jersey.
Like our thing is, a year before we move, we want to get remote jobs. You know, so I'm gonna see if my job I can work remote.
Remote jobs.
Yeah. Your job is remote.
They're going back in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
I think not every day, but like 3 days a week or something.
So Sandy job actually they went back, but they're gonna next month.
They're gonna do where we get to work 2 days from home, 3 days in the
That's cool.
Nice. Because the union fought for us to have 2 days from home.
Yeah, because here's the thing that's funny. Before COVID, a lot of people's like, "Oh, you can't work from home." Right, like my old job, you can't work from home. Then was a snowstorm, they let me work from home. Like, so then COVID showed
Remember
people
at warranty, they made us come in all type of blizzards and snowstorms.
It didn't matter.
Yeah,
it didn't matter. I remember I was about to break Judah off. Yo, I told him I'm on my way home to go pick my niece up.
Guys.
Sorry.
Josh, could we get our camera?
That's what I'm working on.
Nah, you want to leave
Hello,
us out.
hello out there in the world.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Oh, my man Holtz in the building.
Shout out to Holtz in the building. Okay, Holtz did the homework. Tony, why couldn't you do the homework?
I didn't know we were gonna be talking about this.
Moon Knight, bro.
Special guest.
We didn't even know it was street.
I told you I was avoiding. I just see you say, "Yo, y'all trying to hang?" or Mike or somebody said. And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. That should be all right with us."
I told Dave about the pods earlier this week.
I didn't know they were on though, so I was like, I'm just coming in.
The Lady Avengers in the building.
The Avengers.
Oh, we're trying to get the guys on here, everyone out there.
Absolutely. But yeah, keep talking amongst yourselves. Everyone can hear you.
Oh, they can hear us.
Yeah. I had to get rid of the echo. I got rid of the echo. All I need to do is add your cam and we're golden. But keep talking like you guys doing.
What's up, Mr. Urban World?
What's up, Mr. Urban World? What's up, Holtz?
We're in the Avengers Tower right now.
He's a lyrical goat with the outrageous quotes. Cowboy, I'll come at your throat.
Ooh, bars!
Past tense like this rap I wrote.
Mr. Urban World is a true fan, yo.
Oh, I didn't see that. He is.
Straight up, yo.
With a tongue twister.
Shout out to Mr. Urban
Girl
World.
and your sister. I kissed her and I missed her.
Oh, Chloé Diz, okay.
No, that's what I wrote. I started.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say he won that one.
Mental theater rap battle. And go.
Luckily, he ain't here.
Oh, man.
But he got bars, right?
He does.
You got candy
bars with a Z.
He got candy
Bars.
bars. Or he got gold bars.
Or he behind bars.
Or he behind bars. Oh,
See, until I hear from E, that's why I'm not saying nothing. I haven't heard anything official from E yet of what happened today. So I didn't say that could possibly.
He needs to log in so we can trash.
You're right about that.
Straight up. No, that was me one day. That was me one day. I was supposed to be at someone's 24th birthday party. Guess what it was?
Behind balls.
I would not be surprised either.
I seen my boy yesterday. I think the last time he came to our house, it was years ago. He got arrested on the way home.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, "Yo, I ain't never come to your house no more." I'm like, "Don't blame us." So it's funny when I seen him at Delta's, I brought that up.
It's funny.
Your house no more.
It's
your fault.
Get your stuff together.
All right, guys, welcome to Mental Theater. We just saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And guys, if we could just go around the table, start with Big Mike. What did you guys think?
Already rated it. I gave it an 8. Are we spoiling it or just talking about it right now? Never mind. I thought that it was good but not great. It didn't meet some expectations that I was looking for. Could have been a little bit better, but I was entertained. as my guy here always says. So I'm gonna go with an 8 for me. Dave?
I thought it was really good. Very, very well done. However, there was some things I think they skimmed out on. Definitely a lot of missed opportunities. I'm gonna have to see. It's one of the movies I'm gonna have to see again because I have no idea, like how to process all this. Right now, I'm still trying to process everything that happened in this movie. So I think after I see it a couple more times, I might have a better understanding. But right now, if I had to grade it, I'd probably give it like a 8.5. For right now, that could change upon further viewing. So
I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7 because it did not meet or exceed my expectations. I was off of the hype of Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange, as you know, was in Spider-Man. And so for me, I thought that this was gonna at least get close to Spider-Man, how I felt about it, and it didn't at all. It was a good movie, but it also felt like a strange Marvel movie as well. Get it? Strange, Doctor Strange. I see what I did there. But so it was okay, but it gets 7.
And Holt says, "Yeah, I watched Doctor Strange 2 yesterday. Also, Cowboy, I enjoyed it, but it's more of a Wanda movie. Definitely agree." And he also says, "I was thinking the story would follow what happened with breaking the multiverse via Spider-Man spell." Well said. Instead, it was more of a Wanda and the Dark Hold. Absolutely, totally misdirect there by Feige.
Definitely.
Go ahead, Sandy Beaches.
It was okay. It was not my favorite Marvel movie. It was kind of slow paced.
If we could speak into the microphone, please.
Slow pace? Really? Okay.
what?
So I think it was okay, but I give it a 6. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like in the beginning it started fast, and then it just kind of like slowed down. So it was like, yeah, it was okay. And there was a lot of stuff I was just like, really, that's kind of corny. So sorry.
Fan service. I got you. Go ahead, Claudius.
So it took me a while to think about this score.
I think it was 3 hours.
We need an extra number this time, okay?
And my initial score rating was somewhere between 1 and 10.
And you thought I answered the question. My goodness.
Josh, what did you do there?
I think that instead of rating it with numbers, I'm gonna give it
He was changing the whole question.
Oh, man.
I'm giving it a letter score, so you can interpret that
Typical teacher.
how you want. And I'm going to give it a B
Minus.
because
That's like saying 7 for Kevin Samuels. That's a B minus is a
B
7.
minus. Like it was like I think my expectations were far too high for this movie. Like I was waiting for this movie for so long since Loki ended, and I had so many high expectations for this movie. And I was more thinking about continuation of the Loki because he was the multiverse, and this movie was named the Multiverse, and it dealt with the multiverse, but not the multiverse I wanted. So it was kind of disappointing there. However, it did bring in. Is this spoiler free?
Yeah, I think so.
Nobody's spoke it yet. So.
Yeah, no one spoiled it yet, so let's
Not yet,
let's
okay.
keep it on
It
there.
brought in some elements that I wanted to see as far as bringing in new characters and merging the MCU with outliers. Mm-hmm. And so that part is why I got the B. And the minus part is because it was the multiverse I did not want to see. And the other thing was I was so confused with the little girl character, never seen her
America
before.
Chavez.
America, never heard of her before. Where she come from? I honestly thought she was Miss Marvel. That's the
Kamala
only
Khan.
Kamala. That's the only trailers I've seen of a little girl doing stuff. So I was a little confused at first, and it started off a little wonky. So I feel like also there were some gaps in how we got from the last thing that we saw to where we are now that were not addressed and that should have been addressed because they spent a lot of time looking at stuff that, we could have spent more time thinking about other things. and explaining other things. But yeah, I'd say B minus. So you can translate that into whatever number you like.
Okay, that's fair. I would say for me, as I said on Tony's spoiler free review right outside the theater, I'm gonna say it's a solid 8. I did have high hopes, but from the trailers, and I know not everyone likes to watch the trailers. From the trailers, I could realize, to Chloe's point, it wasn't going to be the multiverse film that we all wanted. I could tell there was going to be no certain person who was in the season finale of Loki. Let's say I knew it, as much as I wanted him to be in there.
Well, I knew that wasn't gonna happen. Yeah, I agree.
I knew it wasn't.
I was hoping to.
Right.
I was too. I was like, there's gotta be at least something.
You know,
At least the cutscene, like at least.
I wasn't even hoping.
I was a cutscene.
So here's the weird thing. I wasn't even hoping. I just thought it was a given. I just thought like you gotta be in there, right?
Could have followed the next movie, so it makes sense.
Right, but it didn't do that.
No. it didn't.
And to your point, and Sandy said this too, it felt like a very much standalone, Doctor Strange film. Well, as Holtz said, more of a Wanda film.
Right.
So I think the MCU and Marvel are trying to. No, Holtz, you can, because everyone here has already seen it.
Yeah, we gonna spoil
So
it.
don't worry about it. We're just giving people warning shots to vacate before we spoil it. But I feel like Marvel was trying to train us and prepare us to not, because over the past couple years we're used to Avenger films, these big epic with everybody in there.
Yeah.
So, but again, that's not feasible financially. So you're gonna have to dial it back a little bit, and you're gonna have to have more, I guess, character development on a singular basis, and can't really rely on the Avengers except every fourth or fifth movie, whatever pattern they were doing before. That's how I saw it.
You know what, too? I feel like if they named this, if it was a Wanda movie, it would have got a better reception. I think they was trying to. I almost feel like it was clickbait or catfished a little bit because of leaving off of Spider-Man. I felt we all probably felt like, okay, the way Spider-Man ended, or the type of movie Spider-Man was, all the stuff that happened, this is gonna make you feel that similar energy. Now, here's my issue. It was all about America Chavez, but when Spider-Man ended, it was about what happened because of Peter Parker wanting his wish or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the Multiverse of Madness was going to be based off of that madness that created the multiverse, but nah, this had to do with American Chavez. Not that at all.
Wouldn't that have just made it a Spider-Man sequel, though?
No.
No, because Doctor Strange was in it, and he was the reason why it happened.
If you're continuing the story from
No, hear me out.
No.
Doctor Strange was in that movie, and he was the reason why the multiverse came into play. Yes, it was Spider-Man who asked for the favor, but Doctor Strange ultimately did it.
Because you have to kind of play it out, right? Because you had Spider-Man go to Strange for help. Then you had Wong say him, no, you should not do this.
Right.
But then he did it anyway. So make it seems like, okay, he would go. We brought the trial for doing the spell anyway.
Oh yeah, that I agreed.
Yeah.
Or him just messing with
The multiverse
and stuff. Yeah,
But
right.
you gotta admit, it was very strange to have this movie about the multiverse when the last movie was about the multiverse, but this had nothing to do with that multiverse.
Correct.
Like,
There's no connection.
that was
well, his last movie wasn't. I mean, his last movie wasn't about the multiverse.
The last movie he was in
The
was
last
though.
His last movie
Yeah, the
was
last movie
Spider-Man.
that he was in.
Correct, but
That's the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
But it doesn't matter who's
Hold on.
But they
Continuity.
should click it into each other.
Yeah, continuity. Because he even mentioned in the thing.
Yeah.
He even referenced it in the movie.
right.
Right. So they made you feel like that wasn't that long
And in
ago.
the trailers, but they really set you up to think it was gonna follow Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yo, that's what Holtz literally just said.
The trailer
I'm sorry.
made it feel like
After
after.
Correct. Was on
Yeah,
trial.
I agree.
Exactly. And then that scene where Wanda says, I do something, I'm in trouble, but you do it and you're a hero. So it made it feel like, because she said in the trailers, it made it feel like she was talking about the Spider-Man thing. It was
Right.
very misleading. I think
Very
that's
No. As far as the
Yeah.
arrest scenes in the trailers, that I agree. That's what I thought he was on trial for.
Right.
Was just messing with the time stream, like sort of like.
And
a
he
TV.
wasn't
He was on trial for nothing. He was on trial because his name was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
But, you
But
know,
was
the
that
trailers
even
made
a
it seem like-
trial?
Yeah.
No, like honestly, I think you hit that nail on the head for me. Like that's why I might even change it to a
Right.
C plus.
I was about to tell you, Mike, you might want to lower that score.
Yeah, I think I am. Because I agree completely, and that's probably why I was so excited for it.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
probably
that's what had us excited for it.
Yeah.
Like, we both watched Spider-Man, right? And the way it ended off, he was like, "Oh man, Doctor Strange is gonna be that."
Yeah, I'm like, it's gonna
Yeah.
pick. Because
They're
remember,
gonna pick up.
when Spider-Man, they show silhouettes,
Yeah.
right? So you're thinking, yo, Doctor Strange they're probably gonna have a scene that show more silhouettes.
Right.
These people from the, is gonna come from that. None of this came from that.
It was an entirely different
all
story.
those silhouettes
Right.
were all Spider-Man enemies.
They
All
were.
Spider-Man people.
I
All
mean,
Spider-Man
yeah,
villains.
but
But
I'm just
I
saying.
thought that it was gonna be like another, like even if it was called Doctor Strange, Spider-Man probably could have been in it because they were together in the last movie.
But then definitely people would have saw it as a Spider-Man sequel.
Yeah, I didn't need Spider-Man to be in it, but I see what she's saying. That
But
could
it
have
could have
happened.
been
But
like it could have been like a glimpse of it, and then they go somewhere else because they
Well,
were going
so
through
yes.
all these different
Right, 'cause
multiverses,
they
and
know
nobody
that.
else showed
I
up.
was expecting them to at least kind of show like
A
the
little
because
bit.
remember how they showed the screen, the
Yeah.
sky crack. I thought Multiverse of Madness. This was definitely going to be because of what happened. It was like, hold up, who decided to make two?
And
different-
then, if you remember, like the one scene where they're talking America in the diner or the little cafe or whatever, they talk about Spider-Man, but he's like, "Yeah, I once helped out." I'm like, how long ago has it been since this whole thing with Spider-Man happened? Because he acted like it happened a year ago. Yeah, like, way back when, like not like a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago. So now it's like again, it's just a whole new separate event. So I can see
Right.
why your disappointment
Yeah,
is coming from
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Can I just have can I just insert a sidebar convo that has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but kind of does. So while we're watching it, and then spoiler alert, a giant creature comes out and tries to kill people.
That's
All
in
I kept
trailers.
thinking about was like it had to be some time because these creatures be messing up these buildings, and it takes a while to do construction. Like, how does this thing come ravage everything? Like, it has to be time in between these movies from these like
What's funny to me
catastrophic events.
is in most of these movies, but in this one it happened too. They fight this crazy creature and he's messing up all these buildings, like you said, throwing cars and buses, and then it's like, let's go sit down and have coffee and talk about it. Like Doctor Strange, they just walk away, him and Wong.
Walk away.
Like y'all clean it up. Wait,
That's
right.
in the comics, the Civil War storyline started because of that exact kind of scenario.
Yeah.
All right, that the heroes are just wantonly going out.
They didn't even go check people. Other people were hurt.
And they're not even checking on people hurt.
Right, yeah.
They're like, well, we took care of that, monster. Let's go have some dinner.
Let's go get some shawarma, right?
Yeah. And then, yeah, so.
It could have been like people in those cars that he flipped over.
I mean, I can't say that about the Civil War storyline. He killed 512 kids. So that made it like serious. But you're right. In every other story where like some superheroes getting thrown through a skyscraper,
Like,
no one's counting the casualties.
Who's
or
fixing? But casualties is one thing, but like it takes time. Y'all see how long it takes to build buildings.
Yeah.
These are skyscrapers,
Well, that just seems
and
like
that
they
thing was
show
climbing
different.
up the
It just seems like they
skyscraper.
just show different parts of New York during every show.
Yeah,
It's like, they're not going to show the Percy Square.
Right.
They show Percy Square, what, 5 years later? So it's that time to be repaired.
Right.
And
You
Avengers.
could get away with that.
You can't get away with like,
It just cracks me up how they just walk away like nothing happened.
because they say like the Avengers, right? The Avengers, when Tony Stark's building
Yeah,
that
it's like-
Didn't they have that in Spider-Man too? The Homecoming?
Yeah, they
Like,
have
Homecoming,
to
they
be
showed the beat up Avengers building. It was still in shambles.
Yeah, at
Right?
that time, yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
So it all depends, I guess, on when their time frames are. When these time frames still
Let me throw something in there. What I will give credit to this movie is I was surprised by how many clear deaths was in there. I was like, oh, somebody got killed. Like,
Yes.
I give
Yeah.
You know
credit
what?
for that.
That's why I'm gonna keep my 8 because I didn't talk about that in our spoiler. I guess I didn't want to spoil it, but spoiler free. But there were clearly deaths. There were some scares in the movie. I think you guys said it came out around Halloween or something like
Yeah, I
that.
kept saying like this should have came out around Halloween because
This is definitely the most
No, it
graphic
definitely
and
Mother's
gruesome.
Day material.
Honestly, this is
Saying.
all those deaths. It feels like Marvel. It's Marvel with a bullhorn saying that no one is safe.
Right.
Straight up, that was Marvel screaming to everyone. No, none of your favorite characters.
Just like Game
Well,
of
no, they
Thrones.
are
There you
safe.
go.
They are all safe.
Well, at the
Because
same
if one
time,
can
but at
die,
the
and
same
then
time, they're
another-
removing stakes because you have the multiverse version.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. They're all not safe, but they're all safe. It's like watching Game of Thrones. And there's another.
Well,
Targaryen,
Well,
like,
no,
whatever.
she has a
So-
great point.
So hold on, Mr. Fantastic, but he got shredded to spaghetti.
But he's not dead because we know there's another one out there.
Right.
It's
So
multiverse.
there's no stakes.
So it's no
That's the
stakes.
point.
So it's
No
like
stakes
if someone
anymore.
dies,
He wasn't even the Armin's fantastic anyway. So
He'll bring him back. He'll be someone
But that's the thing, we
different.
don't know if that's going to be obviously fantastic or not.
that's my point. I'm saying that Mr. Fantastic that got shredded, he wasn't the 616 one anyway. So
How do we
all-
know
all-
it's the same guy?
all four of those people who got killed, or whatever it was, 4 or
Did
5,
we say spoiler alert? 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
you
definitely
did.
Yeah, we
spoiler
did, we
alert.
This
did.
is spoiled,
Wow.
guys.
all of them who
I
died,
mean, honestly, I thought we were trying to keep it spoiler free, but
I mean, Chloe took it to another level.
all of them who died, and I don't think it really mattered. That's my problem with that scene because
Right.
like it had no, because they're all multiversal.
Like I
Illuminati.
was having a hard time taking
But
anything I was
just-
watching serious.
just like you
Because
can murder multiverse people, you can also murder regular people to replace them with multiverse.
that's what
Exactly.
Sandy's saying. No,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah,
Sandy's
that's
saying.
exactly what I'm
Yes,
saying.
yeah.
Well, hold on. So Holt says, I felt Doctor Strange leveled up in power in this movie. I thought, wasn't you dust for 5 years and never used these powers before? That's a great point.
I think he's spelled, so it's no different.
And Holtz also brought up, right?
No.
He also said, why wasn't the word incursion mentioned in Spider-Man? And I think that has to do with the studio.
Because they were the same unit. Well, yeah, that's
I'm
true.
the same writer. That's why.
Studios. I'm saying studio.
Studio. I agree too.
The
No, no.
incursion-
Speaking of his power, what I tell you in the movie, I said, where did Doctor Strange
But-
want kung fu?
To your point,
He's gonna
Sandy,
know parkour. Yo, you see that?
when you replace someone from one universe to another, that's what
Bro,
creates the
he wasn't on
incursion.
none of that, and it's-
So you can't really do that because the incursion will happen over time.
You think that's the only time you ever got trained in a fight?
I mean, okay.
Like, come on, bro. They did train in fighting.
So incursion
but-
is when the multiverses converge on
Come
each
together.
other. But if, to everyone's point, if we start replacing people, that's what creates the incursion. So if someone dies from one universe and you replace them with someone else from another universe, that's what
It's
creates.
just called incursion.
That-
the
it curse
the
that.
way they're met in Marvel is two Earths are colliding, they're bleeding into each other,
Mhm.
and one has to be destroyed and absorbed into the other.
Right.
Because one
Hold on,
person
and-
hopped from one universe to the other.
Or
And
st-
Loki, what did they
or
call
stayed
them?
there.
Variants, right? So that was another person was somebody's variant.
They call them branches.
Right.
Timeline branches.
Those are timeline breaks.
Yeah.
And Holt says, wait, so we're saying a multiverse / variant doesn't count as an important death. But if
Oh.
Toby or Garfield died, we
Not
would
anymore.
complain. That's fair. I think that has to
Not
do with
anymore.
fan service.
True.
But as we were discussing at the diner, my theory is that the reason why the variants die so quickly is so that we wouldn't be attached to them, because our MCU universe is the 616.
You know what,
Well,
though, Josh?
also-
You just made it. Go ahead, Chloe.
Oh, just to piggyback off that, what I was going to say was you are going to care if it's your favorite version of the variant. Like if Loki variant died, I'd be so sad.
No, but I
Wait,
think
which
I was
one?
Did
sad.
see a bunch of them die.
Wait, which
Some
one?
Josh died
Well,
in
no.
episode 5.
Well, yeah. So like if they build investment in that character, you're going to be sad no matter how many there are,
No,
because you know
but-
they're not
right.
the same.
But what Josh
Right,
is saying
they're gonna-
is,
Sorry.
sorry, real quick. What Josh is saying is they didn't give characters in this movie enough screen time, so you could do, like you said,
Right.
Yeah,
like-
emotionally
right,
invested.
a show. Like let's say you like the Loki alligator, you watched him for a couple episodes, but in this show, what Josh is saying, in this movie, you seen somebody on screen maybe 15 minutes.
I wouldn't
If you
say
add it all
15.
together.
I would say 5 to
I was
10.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
so
yeah.
you really was like, I mean, whatever.
Well, yeah,
He
which
didn't
is
get
why.
attached.
It was they were there for the pop, but then they're gone.
Right.
Correct.
So it's
So
like
there's no attachment.
And I
Which
feel
is
like
why-
it's a great way to demonstrate Scarlet Witch's power. It adds it to scale, like, oh, this is a serious threat.
But to your point earlier, Josh, about the studios, maybe that's why it wasn't like a direct Spider-Man sequel, because it is different studios. So I don't know
Right.
how much they could take from that movie and put in this movie.
And that's a great point. And Holtz has said, so saving villains in Spider-Man and sending them back cured isn't an incursion.
No,
That's a
no,
great question.
Yeah, the
Yeah, but
incursion
Holtz,
is
back to
only-
what we're saying. Hold on, Chloe.
Uh-huh.
Incursion is now an MCU term. Spider-Man is not an
Right.
MCU movie. So
Sony.
it's a Sony movie. So you got to separate these things. They can't bring everything over back and forth. I think that's what people's problem is with that part.
But also,
Yeah, but-
wasn't the merge thing was kind of
Yeah.
happening in Spider-Man?
Yeah, but in Spider-Man,
No,
I feel
I
like they
think
did
Wasn't it?
basically
They did.
I think them
Yeah,
to
okay.
Holt's
It wasn't a
response, them
separate
sending the villains back was preventing the incursion.
Yeah, it was
Right.
That was
preventing
happening
the
there. They
incursion.
just didn't call it.
Yeah,
Right.
They never named
They
it.
didn't really.
They didn't
yeah.
really have a
But
Yeah.
it was happening. Because remember, things
Right.
were like weird things were happening.
Plus, it don't happen automatically anyway, right? It's got to be for a long time, or like I think Strange messed up to cause it. I think if you just go there, don't cause it right away.
I think what was making it rapid is that he said the spell was essentially every single Peter Parker.
Yeah, no, every
Yeah.
single person, every
Yeah.
single person that knew of him as
Right.
Peter Parker.
And
And
this,
I guess throughout the multiverse, that's thousands and maybe millions upon
yeah,
millions.
and in this video
Yeah.
movie, it didn't seem like nothing bad was happening when America Chavez was using her powers. She was
Right.
jumping through.
Well, she said she can't. She's
She
the
can do it.
only
That's her
person who
power.
could do it because
Yeah.
there's no other version of her.
Yep.
So two of the same version can't be on the same timeline alive.
See, that's what I wanted to say when we were in the diner. We were talking
So
about
that kind of
this.
makes her unique because she don't
Right.
have any.
Right, right.
other-
So Wanda
So she doesn't
is,
mess up like the timeline.
Wanda is supposed to be that person. Wanda in Marvel
In a way.
Comics is a Nexus being, as they call her, and that means there's only one of her throughout every single multiverse. There's only one.
By the way, Dave said to do your research, E.
Hey, why don't you do your show up? E? But yeah, Wanda is supposed to be the Nexus being. She's supposed to be the one that doesn't have another double. Seeing doubles here, because I'm assuming that every time she went back to her house in Westfield with the kids,
It was
that was a different multiverse.
Different
where
Wanda,
I guess
yeah.
She didn't shut
Right.
down Westfield yet.
right.
But maybe it's her.
But it's
But maybe
still her. It's still her, obviously, because
but maybe it's her. No, maybe it's her personality splitting.
That could be it.
Or is the MCU not making her that being? That's only one of them.
Correct.
But they also, but they have also.
That's the more simple.
Because
thing.
I didn't
They
know,
did take
I
off
didn't know
February,
each
yeah.
bubble was a multiverse. If that's
But
the case,
listen.
then our first glimpse of the multiverse was at the end of WandaVision.
But Dave, if you
No,
said-
that's the real one.
But
WandaVision.
Mike, entertain this really quick. We were
Oh,
just
you're right.
introduced to in Moon Knight to different personalities who were not aware of each other.
Right.
So if Dave is saying that's her power, would it be too far fetched to say that she those are her too? She just doesn't know they're her. So when she embodied that body of the person, it's really her just taking over the body.
It's not far fetched. It's a good theory.
Well, I mean, so that could work with so when they showed her when America showed her her taking care of her kids in another multiverse, and she felt okay. She was like, "No, they'll be loved by me." You know? That was probably her telling herself, "You're taking care of your kids technically because you're here."
Apparently, hosts love Spider-Man because he can't stop talking about it right now.
Hey, Spider-Man was the best
Spider-Man
Marvel
was
movie.
great.
So, second to the Incredible.
Well, I ain't gonna say
I
all
think
that.
the follow-up to Spider-Man, because the more I'm thinking about it, what Josh said, it'll be the next Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Because I don't think that
because he's gonna be dealing with everything he just lost in his life.
Listen,
And
that's
gonna be his
fine.
story,
They should
so.
just never call this the Multiverse of Madness after that. That just
They had
Yeah,
that.
but
To
no
be honest, though, they had the
connection to
title
that
of this
is
movie
weird.
before they had No Way Home. So
I think that's where the confusion.
I think they
causes
should have
stuff
said
like
No
that.
Way Home.
Yeah. I think maybe
I
that's.
don't think it's-
And if we're looking at the Disney Plus numbers, the highest Marvel TV show, MCU show, is Loki.
Yeah.
So I think, I guess,
My favorite.
more of an encouragement for people
That's
to
my
watch
favorite.
WandaVision.
Right.
Because to everyone's point, and you guys made a great point at the diner when we were eating, if you didn't watch the show, you would be incredibly confused. Like, you don't understand why all that Wanda backstory is in there.
Yeah.
But maybe that's to inspire people to go watch it now, so they
I'm
can fill
sure
in that
because
gap.
Disney
Yeah, 'cause
wants
you're gonna
more
be like-
subscribers.
you're gonna be like, she had kids,
Right.
Right.
and then
You
people are
heard,
like, "Oh, you didn't see the show?" No, you gotta see the show if you want to know anything about the kids.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
You'll go backwards. You'll watch the movie first and then go back and watch the show.
Right.
Yeah. That helps.
And then find out, hey, you should be watching the show to begin with.
A lot of
If
people
I would
just
watch
don't-
the show to begin
A lot of
with,
people
it's
don't
so
go
much
watch
better.
those
Not everybody watches.
Yeah.
Like,
Look
that's
at me
just
in
not-
the
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Treat it like a movie. Let 2 episodes come out and then have movie night and watch that movie. But it's really 2 shows.
Mm.
I think
It's
Marvel
gonna be
got.
like that,
I think
but
MCU
it's
got so
essential
many
reading.
casual.
Yo, I had the same idea, Dave. Thank you.
Seriously.
I agree.
It's-
No, but I don't agree with that. I'll get back
It's
to that. in a
essential
second.
viewing now.
I agree with that
Yeah,
part,
yeah,
but not
yeah.
about the which sit how to watch it. Because I think if they make the show for every week, you should watch it how they make it. Because you're not getting it how it was made to view.
But you know
So the
how people just-
cliffhanger, certain things, it gives you a different feeling if you're binging it. Stuff
No,
like
But
that.
that's what they said. The
So-
difference between people watch movies and
No.
shows.
But he has a good point. So
Yeah.
perfect example. Mike kind of was part of this. I never watched Breaking Bad, and I heard on the radio they said it's rated the all-time best show. I was like, okay, now I gotta watch it. So when I watched it and I binged it, right? Because I
Yeah.
watched it years later, and we flew through that show. And one thing I noticed was, I said, you know what? I don't think the show that's great. But they had the best cliffhangers. But for me, I just pressed play and watched the next one.
Yeah.
I said, I imagine the people who was watching live, they must have been walking around for a week like, oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's different. I'm saying,
Yeah.
I know you
Yeah,
like
I'll
it,
never
but
forget
if they
that.
make it for weekly, it's for you to get that feeling.
Yeah.
And then go to the next
Yeah,
week.
it
stuff like
hit
that.
you like,
Definitely.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest with you, not off topic. That's what they're saying. The whole thing with Netflix and why they're having trouble is because they don't get that from people. Their stuff lasts 2 weeks, and people talk about it.
The crazy part is they spent over $15 billion on content, but they're just dumping it on there as opposed to releasing it.
You know they're gonna putting ads in now.
They don't have a choice, unfortunately.
Who wants to watch?
They should go to a
commercials?
weekly model. I'm telling you,
They-
you'll have more
commercials.
time.
but
to
they
watch
are,
the show.
they
I
were
agree.
testing that over in, it's another country. They're testing that. They was
Weekly
testing
Yo,
that last
Holtz,
year.
are they testing it in the UK? And Holtz also says, though sending them back to the universe cured still causes an incursion. For example, Electro was cured using a different Electro device and then sent home where it should exist. That's interesting. Wanda can have what our universe calls variants, as Multiverse did once fight to become a true timeline. Our Wanda is a Nexus being, which there is only one, as she is the Scarlet Witch.
Speaking of her, I think she shows up. I don't think she's dead. We're all gonna agree. You don't think she's dead?
I definitely don't,
Of
because
course she's not dead.
there was that red flash. She's not
Yeah.
dead.
She's not dead. You don't kill a
I
Wanda
think she
with
shows up.
rocks.
She shows up back in Agatha show coming up.
So what?
Wanda. I think she shows up in Agatha show that's coming up now. On Disney Plus.
The Agatha's gonna be the hero and have to fight Wanda.
Agatha
Wanda
is
will try to
dope.
beat
I don't know
her.
about that.
I think she's gonna go to Agatha for like moral support or
Guidance.
See,
Yeah.
I think
Oh my
because-
God, I'm so evil. Let me go to the
No,
other
no,
evil
I
lady
think-
for guidance.
I think because Wanda's so
but the
powerful.
book calls them both the evil though.
Yo,
Not necessarily.
okay.
We don't
For
know that. We
the
don't
for
know
the
that
record,
Agatha-
Wanda was she went further than Agatha in terms of evil in this film.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about
You
like
saw Agatha.
she had the power, but her choices like incredibly evil in this
I
film.
don't understand how she became so evil that quick.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like, how
Yeah.
did she? I was not expecting when I okay.
Yeah.
Well, the
so when
last
I
time
knew-
we saw her,
when I knew Wanda was going to be in the movie, I was thinking like, oh great, we're going to see this like good Wanda who like
Yeah.
decided to get her
Change her
life
mind.
together because she had kids, and then this psycho lady just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, how did she even
Yeah.
get crazy? Like, because from what I can remember, the last episode of WandaVision, she felt bad for enslaving those
She
people.
apologized and she left. She
Remember
did.
the last scene of WandaVision
Uh-huh.
was her scrolling through the dark hole in her evil form.
Bro, that scene was 60 seconds. All you heard was the kids
But
say
you,
help.
you knew she wasn't up to no good.
But in
Nah,
Hollywood, it's been
nah.
called show, don't tell, right? So you want to see her whole transition from good to bad.
yeah, but
Not
we
just
knew
60
we
seconds.
knew which direction she had headed. They basically
Nah,
took
you
the
can't say
train.
that.
No, you can't. You
No,
can't.
I just
Yeah,
know
you
she was
did.
trying to.
I just thought she wanted to get her
Anybody who
kids
saw that
back.
scene, did anybody think that
What
she
did you
was
just
up to
say?
some kind of good?
That one scene. You're not seeing a whole transition.
Right.
You
But
wanna
no,
see-
you said
No,
that,
I didn't think
but
she
when you
was-
say the last time we saw her, she was good. That's not the last time I saw her. The last time I saw her, she was coming through the dark hole.
You saw one scene though.
That happened to be the last scene.
Right, but I
saw
think
it
what
then.
she's saying was we saw her apologize to everybody.
She
Felt
felt
bad.
bad
And then
about
when they said you got to
everything.
pay for your crimes, she said, "Yeah, right, I'm out."
Yeah, but yeah, right.
Yeah.
Out don't mean I'm gonna be
Yeah,
crazy and
yeah,
kill
right.
everyone in my path.
You know
Shit,
the way they should have
be
wrote
in
this? They should have had her the same way, but have her actually come to help Strange with America, and then realize.
Yes. So you know what's bad? The swerve was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, one other person I know that deals with the darkness
Magic.
or whatever or magic.
Dark
was
hole.
Wanda. I'll go to her. And then all along she was sitting there waiting. I wonder if Strange had an issue and he would come to me like, no,
Yeah.
Mike, you said it perfect. She should have went to help them.
Right.
Legit, he should have went to her. She was like, oh yeah, I'm a help.
Right.
And then, like you said, it'd be like, oh, I can use this to get
Yeah,
my kid.
right.
Because she's able to go through different worlds.
Yeah.
My kid's got to be out there somewhere else. But it was just,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was
It was
just
too
a bad
fast.
guy out of nowhere. She
Yeah.
was a villain out of nowhere. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
and with the runes with the creature in the beginning, like,
Yeah.
since when does Wanda do stuff like that?
creatures.
Yeah.
Even that, like we just saw her using the dark hole and then realized.
I
I was gonna say if
Yeah.
they would have made her be using the dark hold in the series,
Yeah.
to show you the transformation of
Yeah.
her being evil.
Yeah.
Then you would have like understood it more.
Yeah.
It would have made sense. But they just literally were like, yeah, she touched the Darkhold, so now she's evil.
Right?
Oh, no, okay, so I didn't know that she
Evil
was.
Wanda.
All right, so let me rephrase my earlier statement. When I seen her coming through that dark hole, I didn't know that it made her evil. I didn't know that the dark hole corrupts or whatever. I knew it from Agents of Shield, but
Right.
I didn't know it from MCU there. What I did know is that she was about to cause some serious issues for Doctor Strange trying to get her kids back. That's what I did know. That's why I said she was up to no good. So seeing this little transformation was crazy.
So what's the transformation?
What's really funny?
There was
What's
no
really
transformation.
funny? What's really funny is that
She's
It was
What's
so-
really ironic is that Doctor Strange is a movie about a sorcerer or a magician, whatever, and Marvel misdirected all of us.
Yeah.
They gave us Gargantuous in the trailer.
Facts.
They gave us the word nightmare. They gave us a tower rat being made fun.
They gave us the
They gave us the evil
the
Doctor
variant,
Strange,
the variant,
got out of hand.
the variant Wanda, just like how we
Yep.
saw the variant Loki, like the
Yeah,
comic book anchor.
it looked like, I thought it was a zombie Wanda for a second. I'm like,
That's what I thought.
And they thought it was
Every other villain
what if
in
people? They
It
thought that
was
was
a
a what
shock
if
to me to
Strange.
see that she was the villain.
What the what if one? We did that show, right?
Captain Carter.
Not Captain, the other Strange, the one that was locked up at the end.
The,
Strange Supreme.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
made it sound like it was Strange Supreme.
Yep.
That was in the movie and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you
Nightmare.
mean in a
I
what
thought it
if?
was
Yeah, from What If. Yeah.
On
But
the
in
low,
what
I
if
thought
did he have the dark hole? Is that why he turned crazy?
No, he went into.
Who? The Strange, the last
Supreme.
Strange he met?
Yeah.
No,
Or the one in
No,
What If?
What If?
Oh, the What If. No,
Yeah.
It was some other stuff. He didn't have the dark one at all. They didn't bring that book up.
But they bought.
It seemed
up
like
with
him
stuff.
though. I'm not
It
gonna
Did
lie.
she like him? I thought that was from the trailer.
It's from the trailer because we
Yeah.
didn't get the scene in the movie, but when he says things just got out of hand.
Yeah, and
That's
they
how-
cut that.
And
That was a good
that's like the
one.
best
That
line.
was it.
Like what?
But they
Yeah.
probably that's gonna be the next Doctor
The
Strange.
misdirect
He
was
got the eye now.
pretty
Remember,
bad.
Reed
to me.
Richards paraphrased him when he said he told us things got out of hand. I'm like,
Yeah,
come on.
he said the same thing.
Listen, they gave you all the
And
scenes
speaking
in the
of
trailer
Reed-
to make you hype.
Yep.
And
Let me tell you my problem with Reed.
It's a whole different movie.
Here,
Because they did the same thing to you with Infinity War with the Hulk
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
my man,
running in
Yeah.
I'll
Wakanda.
never forget that.
Yeah, I'll never
Toys
forget
with
that
him
either.
bursting out, the Hulkbuster.
That's about all he did.
Let me tell you my problem with Reed. Reed literally told Wanda, "Here's our biggest weapon, and here's what he can do to you." I'm like, why did you give that up? He said, "Yo, Black Bolt can kill you by opening his mouth." Why would you tell her this?
I hate when they do that, when they expose each other's powers. Or we'll have her burn you up in the
Yo, but hold on. The
Like-
most beautiful part of that was I felt like I was watching The Boys or something.
Oh,
when he
yes.
spoke and
The
blew
death
the
was
back of
dope.
his head out,
I'm
I was
saying
like,
Reed's
yo,
choice was
am I
crazy.
watching a Marvel show? Is this Disney?
Yeah, that was good.
that was definitely graphic.
And
And
I gotta give him credit.
and
for
I
that.
feel like he doesn't talk at all because of that.
Right.
So even if your mouth gets closed, you know better than that.
Right,
So I was
why
like,
was
what
he
are
talking?
you doing? That's just me.
It was
If
super-
anybody had the unfortunate of seeing the Inhuman show, he didn't talk much on that either.
you can't.
Yeah, you can't. It's literally, it was like, it's part of what made the show bad, that your main character has
Yeah.
no personality whatsoever.
And that's the king. That's the leader.
Yeah.
Gone.
You can't. That's why I'm still wondering how they're going to work out this Echo show.
And
Oh
the-
yeah.
How are they going to do this Echo show?
telepath.
Have John
Mm.
Krasinski directed. I
Have
guess.
someone else talk.
That was really good.
do you see Jack Ryan yet?
Huh? Not yet, no.
You might
I
want
don't
to
watch
check it
any
out.
of those Jack Ryan movies. Are you good?
No, it's a show.
The
Oh,
show.
the show. Oh, wait. Is it with the guy from.
It's John Krasinski.
With John
Yeah.
Krasinski.
He directs it.
No, he's in this.
No,
He started.
He's Jack Ryan.
He's Jack Ryan.
I'm thinking of Reacher. Maybe I'm
What
thinking of
happened?
Reacher.
Yeah, you're thinking of Tom Cruise.
Yes, thank you. Okay, yeah, I'm Jack Ryan. Okay, yeah, I heard of that before.
You're
You're
thinking,
right.
yo, the trailer was official. Remember, he punched through my man glass.
Oh, you mean Jack Reacher?
Yeah, he's
Jack
thinking that.
Reacher.
Did you see the Reacher show on Amazon?
No, I was about to, because it's got my dude Hawk from
Hawk from Titans, exactly. Yeah. And Holt says, I watched everything live. Absolutely. I was in shock for a year before a show started again. Rather have that feeling instead of binge watching. I agree. I agree with Mike's point. I agree with was it
I can't
what's
sit
the
for
YouTuber's
5,
name?
6 hours. My mind is so frantic.
Film Theory, film
Oh.
theorist, where he said it's probably better for Netflix to have the weekly model because every show, the shows on Amazon is weekly. The
Yeah.
shows on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus,
It's all
Paramount
changing
I
back.
don't like
Yeah.
weekly shows episodes.
And it will keep you watching longer.
Exactly.
Like they will have subscribers. Like we just started watching the Ultimatum because we kept hearing everybody talk about
I watched it.
And
I
then
watched
we
the
just
Ultimatum one day.
finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finished it super fast. We was thinking we was supposed to watch it last year, Too Hot to Handle. We was like, all right, let's watch it. We finished it in a couple days, you know?
And that was talked about, Ultimatum. Now nobody's talking about it. It's out.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about it now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's because when Netflix is in
It
and
fizzled.
out,
Yep.
it's just in and out. It's like
Yeah.
It's hot for a week.
So you could easily pay 1 month and don't pay for another 5 months and then get it 5 months and binge everything you missed and be like, all right.
It'd be like I'm good to go. I think that's their biggest issue. I think it was when it first came out. I think it was different than regular cable.
Yeah.
So people liked it, but I think that now they may have to go back to a weekly model. Staying with
They
that.
should just keep like the older stuff where you can binge watch it, but have newer stuff
Yes.
on a weekly
New
basis.
new
Because
content.
people do like to binge
Keep the binging. Like okay,
with
so
the older stuff.
even
The
if
older stuff.
or once the show is like Ultimatum, right? So let's say they had it for 10 weeks, then you can binge it.
Right.
So now
Yeah,
you
that's
got
what she's saying.
That's
Okay,
what I'm
okay,
Like
saying.
okay,
if it's
okay.
brand
Make it
new,
once
it
it's
comes out
older,
today.
Right.
Then you don't get the next one for a week. But
Right.
then once the show fully came
Keep
on,
it there, yeah.
then you
Yeah.
just binge it like crazy.
Right.
If they did that, then
Like-
people would be more attracted
like-
to come in
like-
and watch things and actually give it more like time to talk about it
Mhm.
instead of it's hot for a week and then it's over.
Like
Yeah.
a DVR, like on your personal DVR when you watch cable, a show come on this week, you didn't get to watch it, right?
Right.
But it's still there.
Right.
And then the next show, the next episode, you didn't get to watch it still there. Now you got two. If you wanted that Saturday, binge both, cool. But you still gotta wait for every
the next
episode
new
every
episode.
week,
I know
right?
that- yeah, that's how some places.
That would make the
like
most
Verizon
sense.
does it
That would make the
way.
most sense.
I don't
That
like
sounds
waiting.
like
I'm gonna
that way,
if I want to
obviously.
watch
Yeah.
the whole show, I'm gonna binge watch it then and there. That's the whole point of Netflix.
Right.
Yeah,
But that's the
you
problem with
have
Netflix,
that
though.
option, but
Yeah,
it'll
that is the
just
problem
be
with
like
Netflix.
the older
Right.
stuff will be the binge stuff, and then the newer stuff will be on a week.
You'll just have to
Facts.
wait until
But if you're
Once
watching
there's, like,
so
not
much
new anymore.
stuff, you
So
don't
you
remember
can
to
watch
watch
those
it
two
like what
episodes
comes on this
within a
week.
week
It's
for
how I
the
come
next
off of Walking
episode.
I
Dead.
get it, but nah.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah, that's why I used to be a
want
big Walking Dead
But for
fan.
lunch
Every
time-
week
Oh, yeah,
came
that
on, I
makes
gotta be there. And then one week my girl
Because
was
they're
super
starting
tired from
to
work. She
fizzle,
fell asleep
and
on
people
credits.
aren't
I'm
as
like,
attracted.
No,
I'll
they
watch
trying to
tomorrow.
fizzle because they
When
trying
they
to
get the
charge
rewatch.
you.
Oh, look who
Right.
came out of hiding.
They're doing that.
I thought you just forget that
Wow.
this is-
They're losing money.
That DVR.
where you been at, Chris? I'm
Yo.
trying to hit you for days, bro.
Yo, Chris, where you been at, bro?
What, who popped in, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Oh my God, what?
I
Came
know.
over.
Chris, where you been? Yes.
He's been doing that 30K
Every day.
every day.
I don't know how the hell he do that. I look at my watch like, damn, I got how did we get 30? Like, this should be
Wait,
crazy.
what happened?
He walks
He's been
30K
walking
steps every day.
Every day.
I'm like, where do you even walk to get 30K?
My girl's on her feet all day, and she gets like 10,000 steps in her work.
Chris gets
He
30K
does 30K
every day.
Wilkes, Wilkes Fair.
Sometimes he's done over that.
I know.
Recently.
I'm like, where are you walking to? Like,
Look, Wilkes Fair.
Wilkes Bar.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I seen a picture with him online and he was super slim. Like, was that
Yeah, of
current?
course.
He lost all that weight.
No, but is
from
that
walking.
current?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
walking.
current.
He
No,
just
no,
put
no.
that picture
I
up.
need him to write, was that
I remember
current?
you and Jose used to
Or
walk
was that
around
like
the
a-
thing.
Look what he said.
Yeah.
And I did the gym 5 times a week
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
week
and
too.
remember
Oh,
he
that's
said
right. He told me he paid.
5
Yeah,
times
he
a
no, he
day.
paid for this new gym. It's expensive, but it comes with classes.
5 times a day.
That's
Wow.
Five
right.
times a day.
He sent me a
He
thing.
goes
Yeah,
to the gym
No,
5
5
times
times a
day.
week. It's 5 times a day. He said, damn.
yeah. And if you miss a class, you like gotta pay or something.
I know he was getting up at like 5 in the morning, just walking on the highway and
What type
walking
of
and walking.
class
But I'm
is
like,
it?
yo, how the
I walked to clear my head, bro. I do a lot of walking myself.
But you never got 30K.
It's like some
No,
extreme
no, I don't-
thing.
I don't-
Yeah,
I don't-
he's talking about that.
I literally just I like I got this app for all sales.
Yeah.
So every week, me and my girl pick a spot.
No,
We'll
5
try to
times
pick
a week.
spot.
He said a
Usually
day.
we going around
You
and
said a
track.
day.
like,
He said a
walking
day.
track.
He corrected it. He put a week. He said a day after that.
And then Holtz asked, why didn't Vision detect Wanda causing chaos across the world and come to save her? That was a different Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
talking
the other
about
vision,
that.
he's back in Wakanda trying to get his chip fixed.
But what about the Vision variant?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the other Vision.
Does Vision detect?
Because-
chaos?
Vision be a variant?
Because
Like
Vision,
that.
Vision is dead. He's dead without the mind
Yeah.
stone.
He's AI.
But there's other Visions
But he's a
apparently.
machine,
There's
right?
other
So he
ones.
have to be
Right.
built.
Right.
Yeah. Universe.
Vision, they could be dead too.
That's crazy. That make a
Right.
No,
multiverse
they
is
not
got their
dead.
hands on the mind.
How you know that?
Because
That's
they're not,
great.
they don't live the same life.
But they can still be
That
dead.
don't mean they couldn't have died.
all of them are not dead.
Not all. Yeah, not all. That wouldn't
I'm
be
not saying all of
Some
them
of
are, but some are.
And then Holt says, "Well, I've learned how to kill evil, powerful characters: rocks, concrete, as finish of Wicked Witch of the West and Cersei, and now this movie."
That's a good question too. How'd you guys like the ending of this movie? Because I thought like the way to defeat her was whack.
They didn't defeat her.
That's my point. I think
it was good because it showed her evolution and her self-evolution. She went from crazy bitch and she was like, you know what? I surrender because I'm doing this for my kids. So we saw Doctor Strange evolve, right? Because he went from this selfish, crazy man who wanted power and he was miserable. He evolved from the beginning, his character development from the beginning to the end.
I'm about to say what?
It did. You talking about?
What did he want power?
The other Doctor Strange?
No, you don't remember them saying that in every single universe, Doctor Strange, you're all the same?
No. But he said, I'm different.
Yes,
and
because
American Chavez said, no, he's not like them. Because
in this story, we see Doctor Strange evolve. But everyone knows the Doctor Strange story. And if you watch if you watch the other Doctor Strange movie, he's a very selfish being. So the first Doctor Strange movie, he went from being very selfish and self-centered to loving, being more open. This one, he put his fear down to rest. And he said, I'm no longer afraid. I am, going to admit I'm in love with this woman. You saw his character development. So Wanda, she went on her own journey from this power hungry, crazy woman who would do anything for her kids. And she didn't realize that, hey, while I'm doing this, I'm damaging my kid. So then it wasn't until the end of the movie where she was able to see that she was actually frightening her children that she loved so much that she decided, I'm surrendering. So I think the ending was good for character development.
That was whack.
Right, I'm about to say, how y'all feel about the ending?
That was whack.
I thought it was just as whack as Batman.
Listen.
I find that ironic that you're like, yo, that's whack that they didn't even beat her, but Batman didn't even beat her.
No, talk about that. Strange, hold up. Not that. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, she was so hell bent. I feel like it wasn't character consistency for me, right? Mm-hmm. The way she act through beginning to end, trying to kill like the girl to take her power, you wanted to kill any and everybody, and then at the end,
well, because that version of her never interacted with her kids before.
Yeah,
I get it, but no, you wouldn't have just gave up on your kids like that. You would have figured
those kids made her see that she was the bad guy. That's why
they were no other kids. Here's my thing. I feel they wrote her character too strong. If they gave a couple hints, if they made her like trying to suck American Chavez power and was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And I'm like, okay, cool. She got, like when they was like, Wanda, you're still in there. They never showed her. If they made maybe she break out the rocks a little bit, she didn't really get a chance for you to ever feel like that side of her was available to be.
It was a quick turn back.
Yeah, it was like, really?
Because she did. She decided, the crazy woman, the crazy version of herself decided to change. That was the only part of the movie that connected to the WandaVision to me.
There was nobody in the Doctor Strange movie that we saw today that could have went to Wanda straight up.
Yeah, she had
but see, I feel like they wrote themselves into a corner and they just tried to
made her OP and then just said, okay,
she'll beat herself. She'll beat herself, man.
Yes.
I didn't like the part with America. That's my part because I felt like
Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus beat himself. Spider-Man didn't beat him.
He did, but I didn't like the America. I felt like I was talking to Dave about this, like just one little Doctor Strange saying, "You can do this. You've been able to do this the whole time." And now she makes his fist, and all of a sudden she's like, "I can fight you." And that was comical to me.
I will say this though. I think what she realized was Wanda was about to get her. Remember, she said, hold up. She said, every time I used my power was when I was scared. So Wanda was getting close. She couldn't get out. What's her name was trying to break the glass. So she was like, oh my God. And she punched the glass, was like, oh. So I think it's like when the Hope at the end of the Edward Norton movie, and he was like, what I realized was I'm always angry. So she realized I can use my fear. I understand to use my fear. I was giving her credit.
Imagine if that line.
This is exactly what I was saying to them earlier at the diner. I was like, where was Vision? And they're like, it's not the same Vision. I'm like, it is the same Vision because that was the conversation they had when he gave them all his memories. They realized that they both were Vision.
But
So
he already
Vision-
had left though.
We don't know where he went, Mike.
He had
That's my
both of them.
point.
He had
So
both
why
of
would he be
them.
here now?
He actually had
Because
both of
we
them
didn't know where
memories.
Wanda went either, and she turned evil.
Hold on,
So
hold
why
on,
would he
hold on,
come out of
hold on.
nowhere either?
But he didn't have just Vision memories when he left though. He had his own and Vision's memories.
But he understood that he was Vision.
Yeah,
But he
I think
didn't
he's
stay
still
with
back
Wanda
together.
then. Why would he go back to her now? That's my point.
Yeah.
Why would he? Because he had business to tend to.
His business was-
She could take care of herself at that point.
So why would he come now? They can still take care of
Because
herself.
Vision, what does the Mind Stone do? What does the Mind Stone do?
He don't even have a Mind Stone anymore.
Yeah, you don't have
Well, he has some type of stone up in
No, he
there.
doesn't.
How would Vision even know what she is?
Right.
Wait, no, because remember in WandaVision, we just rewatched it. The version that she created of Vision had the Mind Stone, but no
Right.
body.
Uh-huh.
The other one had the body, but no Mind Stone.
Correct.
And then he touched his forehead and gave him all the info.
Right.
And it went yellow.
But that's because
But they-
Wanda
it
has
becomes a
a
Mind Stone
special
now.
connection with the Mind Stone.
But see, that's the thing, right? If he, Chloe, you'd be right if that first Vision was just an empty husk and Vision gave him just Vision. Then yeah, I'd be asking that question. But he Vision already had his own programming on top of the other Vision touching his jewel and adding his programming to that. So he's still not the same Vision. I think he's a Vision that doesn't love Wanda. He doesn't know he's a machine.
Right.
So he's a machine running around with Vision's memories,
Which is why he took off.
which is why he took off in such a hurry.
And
He's
this
going to Wakanda. My
and-
personal opinion, I think he's going to Wakanda because his last memory in that chick would be Shuri trying to fix him, and that's where he's going to go, to the place of his death and try to get fixed. That's why.
so I guess we'll see around Christmas time.
yeah, maybe, yeah, it's
November.
Christmas time, right?
Yo,
November
yeah.
11th.
And Chris answered your
Wakanda
question,
forever.
Dave.
Next
Oh,
black
so
man.
they-
I've been dating someone with similar interests, so I've been busy lately, you know,
I
that's-
see.
hanging and banging, banging and hanging, you know.
Netflix and chill.
No, he's actually been walking.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And
All
walking.
them steps. He ain't got time.
And I would say he'd be going to shows and stuff like that. Hey,
And
I
he
told you, I'm happy
corrected-
for you, buddy. Keep on keeping
Yeah,
on,
well,
buddy.
Congratulations.
Yes, congrats, Chris.
Doctor Strange will always do the same unless told the outcome of the other strangers. Come on, Doctor Strange would default to doing the wrong to do the right.
Yes.
He always has to hold the knife unless told doing so would cause problems.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's true either,
No, that's
honestly.
not true because he didn't want to hold that knife and he can't tell him to make that snap. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to, I'm sure that was one of them 14 million timelines he viewed.
Thank
He
you,
could-
Chris.
He could have made it.
Stark Industries special edition, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that was true either, honestly. Because like in Infinity War, he told Tony, "This is the way we got to figure it out." He didn't say, "I got to do it." I felt like he passed it. He passed it along.
I am Iron
Yeah.
I got you.
Some of these characters, and it might be because, and Josh, you can talk about this too, but it might be because, you know, once you start having several directors and several writers, I think it loses consistency with the characters, like Wanda or Strange and stuff like that. I think like they all might direct them or write them their own way. So you're like, yo, you weren't like this before. And I think that starts to happen over time.
That's true. You see that with the Russo brothers and how they portray certain characters.
Incredible Hulk.
Mhm.
Bro, my favorite T'Challa is Civil War. I think it's way better than Black Panther T'Challa. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah. I think
This version of T'Challa,
and
Civil War.
I think that was because of the Russo brothers, honestly. And Civil War, he was taking no prisoners. I don't care. Gonna kill my
He
dad.
even said it. I don't care.
Yeah.
My name's Clay Martin. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Civil War is like, that's what I was hype. Like, so I think that those directors and writers do change the
That's
character
hot.
a little bit.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I guess we can transition to our thoughts about Moon Knight. We can't spoil it because Tony Stark Jr.
I'm sorry, guys.
And Sandy Beaches.
It's his fault.
Oh man.
Probably right.
Nah, it's her fault.
But we can talk about it overall.
Non-spoilery?
Non-spoilery. Thank
Okay.
you. Overall, our first impressions. So for me, I thought it was a phenomenal show. I'm very surprised you guys didn't stick with it.
Nice.
It's a legitimate 9 out of 10.
Wow.
It's a piece of art. It's deep. It has awareness. So shout out to Nate Dizzle for coming on and
Mhm.
sharing the awareness as well. But at the same time, there's so many different avenues. I'm just shocked if he's never in the MCU in a movie, like even if it's a cameo.
I think he'll be in a movie. Yeah,
because his character is so pivotal. I mean, I feel like it has to be in the MCU somehow in a major way.
so can we talk about it?
I need a Moon Knight movie.
Yes.
First of all, if y'all don't know, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm waiting for King the Conqueror to come out. Come on, Jonathan Majors. I'm ready for you. Like, I'm ready.
You think he get his own movie?
I'm so ready. Yeah, he's gonna get his own movie.
He's gonna get his own movie.
He's gonna get his own movie. Watch.
His own movie is gonna be stomping out the Avengers the first issue of the Avengers.
It's gonna be like he's gonna be like the Thanos. They're gonna instead of 3 movies, it's gonna be like 10.
Yeah, he's the next Thanos. He's the next
Going
Thanos
down.
threat. People are sleeping on him, yo.
Going
They
down.
are.
Yeah.
He who
My
remains.
thing is he's the
That guy right there sleeping on him.
Yup.
Well,
Tony
my-
don't know. Tony gonna be like.
I'm gonna find out though, right?
Tony be like, why the Hulk don't want to come out again?
I know why he's sleeping on because all he did was give a speech in that last episode of Loki,
Right.
pretty much. So I think that's why he did.
Yeah.
The most important speech of ever.
Yes, thank you.
Duh.
Listen, I like actions more than
It was basically a 30-minute threat is what he gave.
It wasn't even a
It was
threat.
a 30-minute threat. I'm gonna kick that ass.
It wasn't
Kill
even a
me.
threat.
Enemy is coming.
I look
It wasn't even a threat.
I actually look at it like Kevin Samuels. All you doing is telling the truth. That's all you doing. You may not like the truth,
Yeah.
but you just hear this is what's going to happen if you do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But isn't he like also the villain in Quantumania?
Yes.
He's
So,
a villain
A
everywhere.
different variant of him. A different variant of him is going to be the villain.
The
So he-
Conqueror. The
so
Conqueror.
he-
But
The
either
one we
way,
saw-
when
the one
we
we saw is Gonzo.
think
bro.
about who the movie that is Ant-Man and the Wasp. You would think like they shouldn't even be in a movie with him. Like it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, no, they're dealing with the quantum realm because in Ant-Man and the Wasp, you saw the TVA. You
Yeah.
saw Chronopolis when they were taking off and getting out of the
Yeah, I
thing.
know.
So you saw he's living in their realm where they were already delved. They went into the quantum realm twice.
Right. But my point is that they are too small to interact with. Not small stature. I mean,
No, not small
heroes.
stature, but small heroes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you were touring around in somebody's home, eventually you're gonna find someone.
I'm just surprised that's the movie that he's in as the villain.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
He gonna be in a whole bunch
But you know
of
what it
movies.
is?
And that
They're gonna use him as the woman in the refrigerator, so to speak. And the one that they're gonna kill to rally all the
And
Avengers.
Dave,
together.
sorry to say this, but that automatically makes him whack.
I'm gonna
No,
see that,
bro.
Yeah, because
They
the
said
last
the
villain was
I'm gonna
freaking.
kill an Avenger. That makes me whack.
Kane
A lot of people
Kane,
killed it.
He Who Remains. We just
Bro, which
rewatched
one of them
that.
are whack?
We really, we just
Thank you.
we
Sorry.
rewatched it, Tony. You gotta rewatch it.
What,
Maybe
Loki?
it won't. Maybe it won't matter to you.
Loki was great.
The last episode of Loki, when
Yes.
Kane is sitting there talking about
It gave you chills.
what's going to happen, and then he said he coming back. He's like, I'm the only one who can
Yeah.
defeat all the other versions of me because I'm the smartest version. And if you kill me,
He said,
we're
yeah.
gonna end up back here.
He said, "You kill me."
But there's
and
gonna be a whole bunch of
remember
death
me.
in
My
between.
only problem is you guys may have watched him in a cartoon.
No,
No,
I've never
no,
watched
I've
him in a
seen him.
cartoon.
I never saw Kane.
I've never seen
You
Kane
I
before.
did.
No,
I have.
let me finish.
Didn't we see
You
him in the
guys may have
cartoon?
watched him in a
Yeah.
cartoon.
Twice.
Event Assemble,
You
yeah.
guys
And
might have
Thanos,
watched him
and
in a
Ultron.
cartoon.
No.
Did you like? I'm sorry. Did you guys like the Ultron voice in the movie?
Oh, James Spader, you mean?
No. Those bots
Yeah.
in the other universe.
Yeah.
They were Ultron.
Yeah, Ultron.
Oh yeah, they were.
Ultron
I said that to
Centuries,
him. I was
yeah.
like, yo, they look more like Tony bots,
Right.
Because they have the thing in the center, the
They
eyes.
were Ultron Centuries.
Yeah, they look like but oh well.
But so you guys may have had some previous knowledge of it. Right?
Yeah.
You may have seen him in a cartoon,
Comics.
either a comic
Comics
book,
for me.
whatever, right? For me, I never seen him at all. So I hear people talk about him, and I'm sure he's gonna be a great villain. But you just left me off with Thanos. Now you're telling me he's gonna be the new MCU bad guy. Cool. You gotta show me something.
Tony,
It's
did you
for-
watch Loki?
I did watch Loki.
But did you understand Loki?
I don't. Did you?
No.
hear me say-
Were you watching Loki and
Let me-
playing your video game at
Let me
the
ask you
same
a question.
time?
Let me ask a question. Did
No,
you
we
hear
don't
me
know.
say the word see or hear?
It's not about
So
hearing.
you
It's
have
just
to
kind of
show
like
me something.
listen.
I
if
heard
you
what he
saw what
said.
he did. No, you saw the
He
power
already
he
showed you
had.
something.
He did when he
basically
said.
told them, yo, that I led you every step of the way. I designed every your.
But
whole
not
path.
only that, he showed them because he
You understand the kind of person it takes to do that.
Bruh, he
Like, how
showed
much-
you. He
Yeah.
showed you by being every time she tried to stab
He
him. What did he do?
created the TVA.
You don't
That's
remember
not
that
some
part?
normal villain crap.
Let me ask you a question. What Thanos would have did?
Die. First he would have punked.
Thanos would've went out there, so
First
he grabbed
I
his weapon
ain't even
and go
talk.
beat
I ain't
people
even.
up.
I ain't even having this conversation. No
First
more.
he would have punked the Hulk, and then he would have died, and that's what he would have did. Because we seen what he did. Same.
Uh,
what he did.
Hulk says, can't remember him saying he's the smartest version. Sure, he stated something like, "You're lucky to have the likes of me." Than
No,
the
what
other
he
Kang.
said was either you guys take over the TVA or you kill me.
He wasn't
and
even Kang.
the multiverse
He was He Who
branches and
Remains.
A million versions of me. All we start this multiverse of one. I end up right back.
They never used the word Kang in that show. He was
So
He
he
Who
said
Remains.
reincarnation.
He was never Kang.
He never
He
said
said-
Kang.
Yeah.
He said
He said
the
it-
conqueror, and he said there's been
They call
different
him a
names. to me.
ruler. They call him
Ruler,
a
the conqueror,
conqueror. He
a jerk or
remains,
something.
Yep.
But that version I'm saying is He Who Remains.
Yeah.
The other versions.
But
I
he
guess
who
what
remains
Kang.
is always going to be
The next
he who
version we're
remains.
gonna see is gonna be Immortus, most likely.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's gonna kill Ant-Man, and that's gonna allow his daughter to take over for him.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep. And
That's
that's
what
gonna,
I'm
but that more importantly, that's gonna rally the Avengers to we serious problem. Somebody just kicked the shit out of the Avengers.
Well, Tony, you
And
want to see? Well, you're more of a Hulk guy. So
That's
you
what
like
happened
to
with
see
that's what
smash.
happened with
You wanna see,
Thanos,
like,
right?
action.
Well, he should be a Hulk season. I mean, Loki
Tony,
season
I
2
want
as
to hear
well,
you
right?
talk. I
For
want
what?
to see you do
Loki, yeah,
something.
it's gonna be based all around.
Man, I
His
love
statues
those.
But
in
he
the-
did,
no, his
though.
statues
He
in the
did.
building
You
when
just
Loki
forgot.
season 2 was gonna
No, I
take
seen
place.
them fighting this
I'm
chick
trying to figure out if Loki season
They
2
didn't
come out
really
before
fight,
that
Loki
had
remember?
season
no
2.
powers or nothing.
No, it's not.
They didn't really
It's not
fight.
got pushed. It got pushed. Loki season 2 got
He was too smart. He didn't
Okay,
have
I
to
read about
fight.
it.
He
He's
just pressed the
too
button
pushed.
and just zapped
So
himself
it's like
around.
weird how they
moving
do it.
and moving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I seen a little video of him. I think one of you guys sent me it from the cartoon where like he looked super powerful because he was like had this suit
He has his
on.
normal
and,
suit.
yeah.
He
And
should
like,
have his suit in part of mini.
Well, the thing is, the reason why a lot of times he's powerful in the comic book is because he fights like the Avengers in our time, but with futuristic tech. So they can't beat him because they
Not
don't
only
have
that,
to
but he's in possession of a time machine as well.
Exactly.
So he goes in time and to know what's going to happen so that he can avoid being in that particular place at that particular time. You can't kill somebody that already knows where and when you're going to
And what's going to happen every time. And that also brings up
But they
another.
usually find a way to beat him. In the comics anyway, they always found a way to beat him eventually. Somebody
They
will
will,
come
of course.
along.
Well, for me, it kind of brings up the whole thing about in Loki. They kind of touch on this like free will versus your destiny.
It's
So,
also
like,
it's also kind of Moon Knight a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Wait. That's the connection I was gonna make. When you watch Loki and you
Yeah.
go to the where He Who Remains is on the floor, there is the cycle of the moon. And since you know about Loki and you know about how he or the characters, we're not gonna spoil it, but the characters in Loki, this is a theory that I had. One of them aligns with Kang's or He Who Remains vision. So I think they're gonna team up. I could be wrong.
Kang,
But don't-
He Remains?
no.
No. Think about, without spoiling for them, think about
Okay.
who's in Moon Knight, who has the same type of ethos as Kane, and think about who needs to be replaced in the series.
I don't see
Well, you
it.
know that
That's
in the
a
last
reach.
y'all know
Is
about
it a
y'all know about the
reach?
QR codes, right? On every
It could
episode.
happen. I'm not gonna.
I saw it on your show.
Yeah.
I just never did it.
Look,
So
it was
on
a
the
floor
last
of the
episode,
Citadel with the
um,
moon cycle.
When damn I can't say it, but
No,
I'm gonna say in the hospital,
actual
right?
cycles
At the
of
end,
moon.
there's a QR code in the door. That QR code is a Kang comic book.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it did connect. You knew that, right?
What?
The QR code in the last episode is a Kang comic book.
Nice. So you're right, Chloe.
Don't
See?
tell me that, yeah.
I promise you it is. I promise you it is.
I'm not gonna go back and scour the episode for Kang again.
And Mr. Urban World says, I hate to burst your bubble, but Kang can be beat. Basically, his
Yeah, he
technology
can. I
is
already-
futuristic, but it's based on old technology by Stark Enterprises.
not only
It's
Stark
in the-
Enterprise.
It's
Some
in,
of it
it's in
is.
the hospital. That QR code. So you'll
It's Stark Industries, by the way, Mr. Urban
Yeah,
World.
Kang
Thank
comic
you.
Do you know which one it was?
Look. Oh wait, look, sorry guys.
Oh, sorry.
That's Loki.
Yo, you messed it up the view, Chloe.
She wanted us to see it.
You see?
Look, it's a multiverse.
We're in the multiverse.
That would very well be something. That would very well be something because I don't know if you know about Kang's history, but Kang, when he first started out, his first
It's in
time,
Egypt.
he went to ancient Egypt to become a ruler, Ramatut. I thought Moon Knight would delve into that.
But
Right.
it didn't.
That
but-
was the perfect opportunity.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yes.
maybe I'm crazy. I'm not a multi-billion-dollar director, right? But it seems to me that Marvel is missing a lot of opportunities.
I think that they're going to bring them out later because you had to set up who Moon Knight was first, and this was his backstory. This was literally his origin story.
Yeah, but to sprinkle some Kang in there for it.
They kind of did. They had the jacket.
No, but he said now that the 6th episode translates back to a Kang comic book. Now I got to go back and scour the episodes for Kang references. That means they probably hit something.
Well, just look on New Rockstars; they'll tell you. That's what I get on my info.
New Rockstars.
Let's not
Yeah.
take the
They
worst
do?
thing ever.
No. Dave would outdo New Rockstars.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
I need some content.
Nah, I know you would.
Whenever something
I don't
comes
think
to
you would.
streaming, and whenever something comes to streaming, like you know what it is, I can't. All right, so I guess New Rockstars gets advanced copies of this where they can stop a freeze frame
Mhm.
and go back.
Yeah.
As soon as I get that capability, I'll do them.
I think at that point, right now, the technology.
Yeah,
What they have?
if you give me an advanced copy, the same advanced copy as them, I'll outdo them. You heard me.
Yeah,
You
but
heard
why
me.
you can't just
entertainment? I'm on
why
the
you
ass.
can't just watch it on your phone screen?
Well, watch the
capture?
movie on my phone?
Yeah.
I wish you could watch the
Oh, I
movie on my
thought-
phone.
I
You know the
thought
one with
the
John?
shows. I thought you were talking about the shows.
Oh, the shows?
Yeah.
Shows I can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
But by the time, but that's the thing. The shows, the way they come out, by the time I get done watching it, they already have the video up.
Yeah, New
They go
Rockstars.
frame by
Yeah,
frame
they go
and then
frame
do
by frame,
super
zoom in.
zooms.
I don't
But not
have to
only
watch
that, he can decipher other language. He deciphers Star Wars
Yeah.
languages,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
But
I don't think
he
he
asks
deciphers
he
other
asks
languages.
the audience
He
for
goes
help.
to
Huh?
sites that have
Star
them
Wars
deciphered.
languages is made
He doesn't
up.
decipher them.
It is, but each letter means something. So if they have something written, he'll decipher that.
That I'll give to him. He's good with the Star Wars stuff. But the Marvel stuff, he does miss. But he's still good.
He asks the audience a lot of times. He crowdsources that info.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's
What's
like,
another
anybody knows, let me know.
I would say Charlie's pretty good too. Emergency Austin.
Oh, you're talking about Ryan? No. That's another one that I watched.
Oh, okay. Here's
He's
an
all right.
article.
Emergency Austin. Yeah, he's all right.
I
He
wanna
takes a lot of
read.
his stuff. They both rip off each other.
Yeah, they do.
But they also have the ability to show images and clips from the
Like
If I had that- If I
Endgame,
had that, it was over, yo.
like
I didn't say
Endgame, he
no,
wound
man.
up slowing that down, even slower than frame by frame. It was like bit by bit or something. He found
they're
even more
zooming
interesting.
in, and they're like, "Look here, look this." Like,
First of all, you know how long a person gonna watch that movie? Like watching it that slow? I'm like, yeah, it's already 3 hours. Probably took him 10 hours to watch this movie. So I'm like,
yo, it took me about no lie. It took me like when Journals first came to streaming, it took me about 7 hours to get through it.
Yeah, so
My girl won't even like be in the same room with me. She'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna do something else."
you pretty much
'Cause I'm not gonna
just,
sit here and watch this.
you
movie
pretty
all
much just have
stand
it
this
pause,
game.
but you could drag it.
Well, no, like you're watching, you know what scene they're hiding some shit. I watch backgrounds. Like, the first time I watched the movie, it's for my enjoyment. The second time I'm watching it, I'm watching the background. I don't even care about the front players anymore. I'm watching everything that's going on behind.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to anyway, but you know, throughout a 2-hour movie, you're gonna miss stuff. That's what happens with them.
It's
That's
a
what
lot,
happens with
man.
me. I'm not gonna say I nailed everything, but I'm not gonna say that they nailed everything either. So
You got a tag team.
So what?
You got a tag team with them.
Yeah.
well, it's because they already got a team too. It's not like it's just what's his name? The guy Eric.
Yeah, I like the black guy who's on there.
Entertainment. Entertainment was the first one I started watching. And then he got up with Eric Voss. And then
Yeah.
they became Rockstar.
So I just looked up an article, and the title was Doctor Strange 2 writer reveals why Kang didn't appear. And it makes sense. So basically, he said that they had the biggest and best villain, which was Wanda. So they did not feel the need to bring Jonathan Majors as an antagonist. And also mentioned that bringing in Jonathan Majors in an already packed film would have felt even more overstuffed.
Oh yeah, because
Definitely.
Because Endgame and No Way Home suffered from that problem so bad.
But you know what? You're absolutely right. Because if it would have definitely gotten at least an A from me if I
And
would have
not for
seen
nothing. The
Jonathan
reason why I was so excited because all the rumors
That's
made it like it was gonna be super packed and stuff.
If Jonathan
Like,
Majors was in there, yes.
Like I
I'm
was like,
waiting.
yeah, she's
You have to
been
play a
so
big part.
on Kang, so it makes
Huh?
sense.
You have to play a big part.
What'd you say?
You can't take the Jonathan Majors.
I didn't. If they would have put him in a cutscene, it would have made a whole. I would have put a B plus. If I'd have just seen his face in there,
Yeah.
and I'd be like,
Oh, it would have
he's
definitely made
about
my
to win.
day. Trust me, it would have
Listen,
made my day.
if Endgame would have had the whole thing, I would have given it a 10 plus.
The Hulk was in there. He was a professor.
I'm not playing with
That does not count.
Usually-
I don't think we need a Kang in this movie. I kind of
I think we did. I think it would have made it better.
Whoa,
I don't
wait,
think so.
because we kind of started on the point going into it. We had Avengers expectations, but it wasn't an Avengers movie. I felt like if it was an Avengers movie, he would have probably been in there.
Yeah, I never came into this Doctor Strange as an Avenger.
I never think of
I didn't
Avengers
look-
when
I
I
never
think of
did. I
him.
knew-
But I
Cameos,
thought it was gonna be a cameo film movie
Yeah.
like Spider-Man.
I mean, it wasn't cameos, just with different people.
But do you? I mean, yeah, they had a lot of
Cameos
they had a lot
got
of cameos though.
And that was it. The cameos got mopped, and that's it. But
I didn't expect.
What's funny is that you say that, not you, but you,
Uh-huh.
and they did have cameos, but I thought the cameos were useless. Honestly,
I mean, they weren't
You didn't feel them,
useless.
you know?
yeah,
They weren't useless because it's a preview. This was the movie that
They
set
were
up
useless.
stuff.
They were useless. Because the reason why they was useless, Chloe, because they was in the multiverse. If they was from the real world, it'd have made more sense. It's kind of what Sandy was saying. It's like you gave me like these people who have nothing to do with
nothing.
the actual world. So I can't stand like a death is whatever we,
Mhm.
you know, or that person coming in, whatever. Like even I won't say his name because we spoiled a lot, but I'll just say the person who I screened for in the theater, like
Wasn't that big of a deal?
doesn't matter because it wasn't the real him anyway. I can't even be like, oh, you think he's gonna talk about them? Doesn't matter.
But we
Guess
know
what?
he's gonna be in future movies though. That's how
Do
I
we?
took it. That's
Yes.
how I took
That's
it.
definitely how I took it.
Like, they here.
Didn't
oh,
we
it's going
just
down.
say that he's super old, so he's probably
He's probably not gonna do.
No,
Right.
I don't think. I think that they already
No,
did
I
his
don't know
film it
about
with
all
him
that.
for what they gotta film him.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's
I
done
think
too.
he's done. He looks so sad.
You look like a bag of bones.
He's just getting older.
I was like, the moment I saw his face, I said, "Oh my god!"
He has his own show, Picard.
Okay, what they got to do with this to you?
So he ain't
That was
done
right now,
acting yet. It's on right now.
I'm not thinking.
Paramount
I ain't
Plus.
saying he's done acting, bro, but he like actual father time right now. Like,
But-
he's not-
Then it's probably best.
Yo, they should've
Hey.
de-aged him, bro.
Hey. They're probably gonna do that, and it's probably good he's in a wheelchair, right?
But why do we
He
need
just
him? I
stand.
think we're gonna get a new version. I won't say the character, but I think we're gonna get a new version of that character when it comes out, when the movie comes
I
out.
don't think that'll happen until he passes.
No, I mean,
No.
oh, okay, Kareem, getting tall like Abdul Jabbar.
Ninja Turtle, boy.
And also, if you bring him, you know who his adversary is. You got to bring him. Is he still alive? You got to bring him back too,
Magneto,
right? So I mean,
Fassbender.
no, Fassbender and him doesn't go together. You got to bring the what's the other guy from Lord of the Rings? The old getting the
Don't fall back.
Gandalf. He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Yeah, so you gonna bring him back too? Can be called Grumpy Old Man, Grumpy Old X-Men.
They actually have they do actually have a show together.
Crazy.
They do have a show together.
Do they?
They're Sherlock Holmes and Watson, but like older.
Oh, didn't the original?
What is it
Gandalf-
like?
Isn't there
The
another
solid
Gandalf?
powers in the retirement
I
home?
thought the
Yeah,
original-
basically.
Who stole? And that's funny.
Yeah, I thought there was an original Gandalf and he passed away and they recast him, right? Was it either dude?
No, you're thinking about the original Dumbledore.
Yeah, from Harry Potter. Okay. Yeah.
It's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dumbledore died, and I think Dumbledore looked just like him.
No, it don't.
Now the new Dumbledore.
Could you
Jude
believe
Law.
Could you believe that's just a younger version of Dumbledore? Jude Law?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love Jude Law as Dumbledore.
I love Jude Law. Period.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the coolest Dumbledore of ever.
James McAvoy.
Right.
There we
Right.
go, Holtz.
There we go.
Thank you, Holtz.
I'll take McAvoy over. Yeah.
Mr. Urban World said he want to be a lady. Yeah, you can sit with the cool kids. We wear pink on Tuesdays.
Like he really need the wheelchair. Like this.
Then it's good that his character's in a wheelchair. It's
He
great.
never needs a wheelchair
I'm sorry,
because he
that-
has.
That would have got a little wheelchair.
He
That shit
moves
was like
with his
a bumper
He
car.
can move his legs with his
It was like
mind,
a bumper car, but like the whole shit got the back.
No, he moved that chair with his mind.
and he can move his legs with his mind too. He just chooses not
That's
to.
what I'm saying, no telekinetic.
Right, he's not. Telepath. Yeah. You think about Jean Grey. Yeah.
Wait, he can't move things.
No, he can't move things. He's just going people's minds.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea how that shit was powered.
I'm sure he could tell somebody to move something.
Please. You keep getting into spoilers. I'm gonna stop.
But
We already spoiled it.
yeah.
Oh, we did.
But to be fair, I like that scene where they had the mirror of, Xavier and Wanda both going in each other's heads because they kind of
Oh, yeah,
share that
yeah.
type of power. So I thought that was cool.
Even though Wanda's not a telepath, but I don't know. We'll pass
She a
that
witch.
off, I guess.
Listen, Wanda's a beast, but if the real Captain Marvel was there, she would have let the minutes.
Nah, Wanda
Nah.
can't.
You mean
They took a
Captain
lot of
Marvel.
liberties with this movie.
And Holt said, "I'll take the actor as Reed Richards in Doctor Strange 2 to be in the MCU." Reed, absolutely. John
Me too,
Krasinski.
man. I would love John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. He actually looks like the current Mr. Fantastic. He does. So yeah, I'll take that.
I agree.
But he got turned to Play-Doh spaghetti. So smash that guy.
Well, no. And there was that version of him.
Right.
Is in 616, he still could be
Should
there.
Still be the same one. Yeah, you're right. True.
And he has a
Anyway,
massive
I like how they mentioned his kids too. Man.
right. And there's a
His
big
kids
connection
hilarious.
between with Reed and Kang, like the Earth version of Kang.
Grandson is
The Kang who worked for Stark.
Yeah.
That Kang.
Well, yeah, he bought Stark's company.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Urban
I know
Phoenix.
that Professor X-
Yo, that's about to be your new nickname.
Yeah, he's like, damn, I should have never left the cartoon world.
always getting killed. He got killed in Logan. He got killed by the Phoenix. He got killed now. He always getting killed in these movies. Tragic story.
Oh,
Yeah.
killed.
Mr. Urban Phoenix.
But it was cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Even for a couple of seconds, right?
Yeah, either way. That was cool.
And do we have any predictions for Phase 5? What's going to happen with this multiverse of madness and all Quantum Mania?
Talk about Phase 4 real quick. I think Phase 4 has sucked so far. So I hope it gets better in Phase 5. I think Phase 4, minus Spider-Man, but that's Sony. But I think that Black Widow, I'm gonna go with my man Kevin Samuels. Average at best. Okay. I do love Shang-Chi. So
Okay.
that's a highlight.
Average at best.
Wow. Okay. You got other issues with that. But okay.
The ending was trash.
That movie, I fell asleep and woke up and it was still boring.
The ending.
Eternals.
Trash.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with
Wow.
Not the Eternals. I'm still talking about Shang-Chi.
Oh, okay. Eternals
had a lot of esoteric stuff in it, so I like that type of stuff.
Eternals was better than Shang-Chi. It was a more complete movie.
It was very long.
okay.
Shang-Chi was
There's too many characters, and I
Shang-Chi
didn't get a chance to
reminded
look
me
at most of them.
It gave me X-Men vibes.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
They went for that.
I liked it.
They were going for that
I thought it was
aesthetic.
good.
That was
Really?
cool.
Yeah.
And then this now.
I thought it was
I like-
cheap.
I don't think Phase 4
I didn't like the
has
chick,
met
Aquafina.
to the.
That's like making a mom movie and being like, you
Nah,
really turned
I'm
out
with
like
you,
the
Mike.
Godfather.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
Phase 4
so the action stuff was
met to the
cool.
level
The
we expect from
dialogue
Marvel
was
in Phase 1,
trash.
2,
I like the
But they
action.
can't.
And
What I wanna say
Shang-Chi,
is-
he didn't do a good job. His sister outshined him.
I don't know about all
No,
that.
nobody.
And then the sister was bad. She
You
was
his father ass over there by that.
nah. The sister was she
Shang-Chi
lit.
was great,
Not
bro.
even. Not even.
I loved it.
It got the best actions.
It's
It's got the best hand-to-hand combat scenes in Marvel.
And for me, it has the best cinematic superpowers.
The rings, right?
I've seen.
Yeah.
Like the rings is amazing.
The dialogue was
All
so
rings.
cheesy.
It had good comedy. It had
What
the,
comedy? What was in there that was
No,
funny?
the guy with the dude that
Name
was.
one thing that was funny. To
Okay,
you.
I will
Oh,
give
God,
you.
you
just say it.
I will give you
Yeah.
that, Chloe. Okay, there was not really much comedy in it, but it was a comedy.
No, dude who was the
Yeah, he's kinda
Mandalorian.
corny.
The Mandalorian. Wow. The Mandarin.
Exactly, the Mandalorian.
the first scene at which
Tell me
house
you
with
take
her
him out.
grandmother, the Asian grandmother and the mother. That
I mean, I
was
could
comedy
get
right
rid
there.
of
Like,
the bird beer or whatever.
Yeah, give it a
Me
man.
and Mike agree.
I
We
love
had to go back
Shang-Chi.
and watch it for him to
Yo,
agree with us.
Yo, if you
remember?
remove, if somebody removed all of the Mandarin's scenes, Shang-Chi's still dope, right?
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Might be
So,
even better.
I agree with Chloe
Because that
that,
part slowed me down.
yeah, he wasn't very funny.
It was
to me.
unrealistic. How she?
It's a comic book movie.
No, it wasn't even. It was just
We
stupid.
talking about the Marvel Universe, right?
It was stupid. I thought it was dumb.
Now,
But it was
Ken
dumb.
said,
now
this is
here's
where
my
we got
issue.
heard from the dog.
Here's my issue.
It was
So, Chloe, my issue was the ending. I didn't like the
Dragon
fact
you
that
like.
it was like big creatures flying. Like, I felt the thing that was behind the wall should have been like maybe like a 7-foot
Yeah.
creature looking
He's
dude
scaring
with
an
2
entire
legs.
civilization of people.
Right.
A 7-footer?
Huh?
A 7-footer
Yeah,
scaring
it
the
should
entire
have been like he should
civilization
have
of
had
people.
like abilities and stuff, or but not like a big creature fly. I was like, all right,
You know what really grinded my gears. I mean, Aquafina's character. She was nobody. How did she survive all of
you could
that?
have took her out of the movie too, and it would still been a great movie.
How did Christine survive all
They
this?
needed to take her out. Wait,
Right?
how did who?
Tear that to shreds.
Right?
How did who?
Same thing. Go ahead, Dave. About Christine. How she
No.
survived all this?
So before, let's talk about Shang-Chi because I'm still
Okay.
like going in on that movie. How trash it
We're
was.
gonna compare these.
Awkwafina character. If she wasn't in it, I think I would have liked it way better.
No, I think
First
she-
of all,
Oh.
she was.
Oh, so she's like Ned.
She was
But Ned
Yeah,
actually.
she helped.
No,
helped the
she was
movie.
not comic
She
relief.
stopped-
She definitely was.
She was annoying.
She was put in as comic relief. She ended up
Yeah.
being annoying.
She was annoying. Like I was just like every time she's on the screen, I'm like, why am I watching? It's like this is so cheesy. Remember how you said it was cheesy in this movie? She was like extra cheese.
This was worse than Christine Palmer doing what she's doing in this movie is worse than Awkwafina doing whatever. At least Awkwafina had an army with her. Christine,
Right.
Dr. Strange literally
Awkwafina-
told a human nurse, but watch my body and fight off the soldiers.
You know, I'm like,
What?
wait, what?
What?
I was like, am I missing
Listen.
something? Does she got power?
Yeah, like what's she gonna do?
Put
Listen,
him in triage. Sit down. Let me get your blood pressure.
if what's her name is
Hey, Mike, I was like, I must have missed a lot in Moon Knight. Man. I should have caught up. I'm sure they explained that.
Like, damn, she just got power.
When he said that
Oh,
shit,
that's
like,
right, she don't
when he
have
said that
power.
shit, you heard. I started laughing. I was like, what the fuck?
But
I
that's
think-
the
I think-
level
I
of
think-
cheesy I felt with Awkwafina in this movie.
No,
She
but
it was cheesy
Awkwafina-
too.
Was cheesy though.
And she served a
So
purpose. Like
cheesy.
they got this whole thing with like, are they friends? Do they like each other? I think it serves a purpose. Awkwafina. Now her shooting the arrow pinpoint was ridiculous.
That's
Well,
what
like,
I'm
think
talking
about it.
about.
You take out Awkwafina. and you
Just
take
like
out-
Ned.
I keep thinking.
Right,
But no,
right.
Ned actually has powers. He's gonna be a
Stop
Superman.
it.
No, I'm saying it's similar.
Yeah,
They
well, he was the
they're both Mary Sue's.
Ben Kingsley. If you take out Ben Kingsley, you take out Awkwafina out of that movie, it's still a great movie. You could do without them, but they were the only ones there to provide comedy. Any kind of attempts at comedy. I'm gonna call it attempt because it wasn't funny. I didn't laugh at any of their gags. You know, Awkwafina, I thought she kind of helped move the movie along a little bit.
I thought it was good, man. I thought that's that's in my top 10 right now. Shang-Chi. Like,
Is he gonna kiss her at the end before he goes to fight the main fight?
I was into it.
I
just
was
not
into
the-
it.
the- just
Yeah.
the-
Look
just
at my
the
face,
two
y'all.
flying
Awkwafina, I would
creatures.
say I would rather leave her in the movie than Ben Kingsley. Take
I
him
agree.
and that furry pig out. I don't need to see
yeah, that can go.
I don't need to
But
see none of that.
Shang-Chi's I put it in it's my top 10. I
Yeah.
love Shang-Chi.
Of course, it's in
That's
your top
crazy.
10.
You're one of the very
What do you mean,
few
of
people I've ever
course?
seen that did not
You
like
love
Shang-Chi.
it. I
I
hate
do.
it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm sorry.
It would
Yo,
probably be in
Josh,
my bottom
You like
10.
Shang-Chi, right?
I mean, when we did our top, was it top 20?
Top 27.
It was in what, like number 15 or
Yeah.
18? It
I
was
think
like-
for-
It's a mid-range
I think for me,
movie.
the hand-to-hand combat, I like Marvel don't really.
The fight choreography was off.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
can
Well,
appreciate
it's
the
Marvel's
visual
Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
effects.
dynamic with the
The
father.
visual effects
Yes.
were good.
Yeah, Wenwu was an excellent film.
and like he said, the rings
You gotta
did
give that-
everything.
You gotta give that to
Yeah.
Shang-Chi. Is that he was one of the better Marvel villains.
Better
But
Marvel
the son
actors and
wasn't
everything.
a good
Yeah,
enough.
you're
He
right.
wasn't a
And
good
then
enough
Michelle
good
Yeoh.
guy.
And
Like,
then
the villain
Who
was
that?
good.
Shang-Chi was not a good enough good guy.
No, he
Did you
was.
see that butt?
I get what she's saying. She's saying like a
He
hero,
was
like a
trash.
super.
And then
Trash.
and then Holt says Shang-Chi and Chaos
With
Emerald
rings.
could be a thing if it gets enough rings.
Really?
Allegedly.
Wait, what did you say?
Shang-Chi and the Chaos Emerald could be a thing if he gets enough rings.
Oh, he's talking about Sonic. That's hilarious.
I would watch that movie with Sonic in it.
But let me say this: go back to the Phase 4 and Phase.
Oh, I
5.
was saying
Yeah.
Phase 4 has not met up to the quality of Phase 3.
But here's
So what
Phase
your
three.
explanation of phase 5 is, I believe, what he asked, right?
yeah,
Right.
Like, what's
That's what
your
he said.
To
what
go
are your
back to the
predictions for
phase
5?
3 and 2 levels and stuff like that. I think that Phase 4 right now, because we're introducing Shang-Chi, Eternals, a lot of introductions happening. So hopefully they can come back in Phase 5 and do more.
Here's my issue with Marvel, right? I loved it for all these years, right? I do not think it's possible to give us better than what we've seen.
I agree.
Meaning,
I agree.
I disagree.
really, I can see why you would. 'cause you're
I
a comic
completely
book fan.
agree. Yes.
But you're a comic book fan, so I get it, right?
I think they
You're
peaked.
gonna- right? Because what I say, you're gonna be able to counter it because you're a comic book fan. But for me, I feel they did an amazing job of using the popular characters, right? They were used already. And then they got non-popular characters and made them popular, but supporting characters within these popular characters and then chose a really good villain and executed the ending amazingly well.
Over 10 years.
I cannot see what they have left to use. Getting rid of all these popular characters and having to create new popular characters, but without those supporting popular characters. That's what's going to be missing.
So Holt says Young Avengers for Phase 5, though wish it was mutants, and then come back to characters we know.
So here's my thing. The only thing that they could do is if they was to be able to introduce the X-Men, because the X-Men are popular.
Oh yeah.
And they would be able to keep people in as they build these newer.
That I agree with too, because X-Men, you can do 10 years of X-Men stories by themselves.
Correct.
Yes.
Like it's crazy, but I think as far as like that Avengers stuff, I think they peaked. I'm sorry. I don't see them hitting no more.
But now you can bring in Fantastic Four, things like that.
Yep.
So honestly, I think we're all doing ourselves a service. Like, I don't know. I guess Marvel came up with this phase idea of phase 1, 2.
Yeah,
Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
And Feige we trust.
I throw all the phase stuff out the window. I don't care what phase is what. I'm looking at one long continuous story, and I'm viewing it as that way. When I was coming up with comic books, that's all I ever had was just one long.
Yeah,
story.
no.
For 4 or 5 years, really felt like I'm reading the same story.
Dave, but you had story arcs. You have to say that.
Yes.
If you're a comic
this is
book
what I want to
fan,
say to you.
arcs end and their arcs continue.
Yes, but this is what I want to say to you. When you said you don't think there could be anything better, I am living proof, bro, that there are storylines that they have not even.
Like I said,
it's
to
not
you.
scrape yet.
To you.
10 times.
But you keep saying
you.
storylines, right?
Arcs.
Right.
I call them storylines.
Story arcs, right? That you've read, but to his point, are they with popular characters?
Yes, with
that
the
people,
same characters.
but they're already
That's
dead.
why-
Iron Man's gone.
No, yeah.
Captain America's gone.
Bro, when you open the multiverse up,
Here we go.
anything is. Am I right or wrong? When you open up a multiverse, where you can just go and pluck a character out of a multiverse. Oh, he got lost here. It already happened. Bro.
The reason why I don't
6
think
of them
they're
got
gonna do
lost. They had a
that.
whole movie about it called No Way Home.
Who?
Electro, Doc Ock, Sandman.
Those wasn't the strong characters. Those are supporting characters.
I
Those were
understand,
just
but you're telling me that the multiverse only supporting characters can come through. If they ever wanted to reboot Iron Man, they literally could just go to have multiverse shenanigans.
But I don't think
Are people gonna love this new Iron Man? Like
That's
Robert Downey Jr.?
exactly. People might be upset. That might backlash.
Bro, we had to
that
take a chance on the first one. Eventually, we're going to be another Black.
No. It's a difference though. And we had a whole long show about going back and forth about Black Panther. You can't just keep plucking
movies in the human condition, bro.
You can't just keep plucking. No, but what you're saying is, hey, we had Batman, and then we created a whole new story of Batman. Fine, that's cool. What we're saying is we got this continuous story, and then we're just gonna be like, well, that person died, but we're just gonna get somebody else to play him and bring him right back. The fans are gonna be like, hold on.
That's obviously sometimes in the past.
No,
obviously.
But here's
And then also, are we gonna pull the multiversal Pepper and Happy? Are y'all coming?
No.
So it's Tony by itself
now. So you're getting the same character, but you're getting obviously a different actor in it.
But
when you're talking Iron Man, let's just use Iron Man as an example.
Okay.
Everybody knows we're getting Ironheart.
Right?
She's gonna fill that Iron Man role for us going.
No, she won't.
No.
Hey,
again, you're speculating on something. You're speculating on something you haven't seen yet.
Here's the thing.
What if they get a really good actress that she?
They already got the actress. It's Dominique, whatever her name
is.
Really Dominique
Fish.
But Dave,
you're just gonna bash her anyway because it's not Tony.
I'm not gonna bash. I never said that.
Hold up, hear me out, Dave. They took years to make us have feelings for these characters that are no longer here. Even if they did a Tom Cruise, it would have been cool to see in a movie, but we all wouldn't be like, oh, we want him to now continue to be our Iron Man.
That's with every role. Okay, we only had one actress ever play Wanda. All right, we had to either like her or hate her. We ended up liking her.
No, but what you're saying is
every journey starts with a single step. So when you're starting off fresh with a new character, I'm not saying that they have to do Tony Stark again. They're gonna do Barry Williams in his place, doing all the Tony Stark stuff.
The stuff don't matter though. It's about the character. So it took
not so much.
Yes.
Again, this has been our fight for years.
Yeah.
You're more obsessed with the person inside under the mask. I'm more obsessed with what the person's wearing the mask.
Okay.
I thought comic books not to watch the Peter Parker talk. I'm buying them to watch Spider-Man kick ass.
See, Iron Man's
cool.
Iron Man's cool, but I like Tony Stark.
You like Tony Stark, but you're buying a comic book, would you buy a Tony Stark comic book or an Iron Man comic book?
It depends how much I'm into the comic. I mean, how long I'm into the
Do you
comic.
want to see him talking more or fighting?
Nah,
I want to see both.
I'm with you on that, Dave. I'm with you on that. But
Obviously, you're never going to get a 50-50 balance. Which one would you lean more toward? Talking or fighting?
I don't know, bro. Because like I said, episode I just said this to you. Episode 5 is the highest rated episode of Moon Knight. There's no action in the episode.
Yeah, but
Absolutely not.
Dave, here's the thing.
I know.
But it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that that's the right way to go about things.
No, but I think the point is though, Dave, you can have the greatest action, but if you don't have the character development, if we're not connected to that character, so all I'm saying is we had so many years of these popular characters. I feel like there's not that many popular characters that the Marvel hasn't done yet. Not the comic book guy who's no people we never heard of.
Well, there is.
So hold on.
There is. Think about it. Every single movie that we watch, like think about even Guardians of the Galaxy. Like if they were to do a spin-off show on what's the guy with no shirt?
Drax.
I would watch it because I'm invested in his character.
That's not
So
what
they
I'm saying.
could do like everybody.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Talking about the-
to take a character that Marvel hasn't used yet, that we all know already. We all have an attachment because they're a popular character.
Because you attach to that persona or that alter ego.
That's my point.
character.
And think about Tony Stark, right? Okay, you made a point about the Iron Man, right? But think about how they play him. They got Robert Downey Jr. You see him talking in the head while he's flying around killing people. This Riri Williams girl, and I'm she might be a great actress, but she's not Robert Downey Jr.
What if she brings her own something that
Like,
doesn't need to be
Robert
a
She's
Robert
never
Downey?
gonna fill that void.
Iron Man.
You see what I'm saying? What if she
Yeah.
brings her
Well,
own something
they
to
replaced
it?
her with Ironheart,
But
which
he's
is
not dead technically if it's a multiverse.
Exactly. Thank you,
Yeah,
Chloe. This is what I was saying. That Marvel
but-
put the thing out that no one is safe. That means you could lose your favorite hero.
Yeah, but here's the thing. No, here's the thing. Here's the issue, Chloe. How many times you think they're gonna do that before the fans are gonna be like, "Come on"? That's first of all, that's cheesy way to bring somebody
because
back.
it's different
If you
versions.
do that more than 2
But
times,
look at this round.
trust me, it's not
Everybody
gonna
here
go
loves
well.
Tony Stark.
If you do
I'm
that
not gonna
more-
start. It's
if you-
Stark, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. If you
So
bring
if
back,
they were gonna bring Tony Stark back, would you be upset?
hold on, hear me
I'll be
out.
happy.
Hear me out. If you retcon more than 2 people just by ripping them out the multiverse, trust me, it's gonna be like
Well, that means things don't have
They're
stakes
already
anymore.
Doing that.
right.
They do
It's
have
gonna,
stakes because it's even though there's okay, so everyone would be happy if Robert Downey Jr. came back as an evil Iron Man.
Not me. You seen him lately?
Hmm?
You seen him lately?
Well, I'm just saying, as an example, like
evil Iron
what
Man.
I'm saying is
There's
because
makeup.
it's
They
the
couldn't even
actor
look. No, they makeup, bro. He
that
was
you're
something wrong with
attached
him, bro.
to.
no, but I think
He
that's
looks
different.
skinny as
Bro.
well. He look like
So
an 95 pounds.
an evil Iron Man would be a villain.
Yeah,
We're
but
talking
he-
about
But he could come back as anybody. So like you would be attached to the person who died as the good
no,
Iron
but
Man.
it wouldn't be. So what Josh's question was, what do you
We
think
already
about
got it, right? We
where's
got
Phase 5 of
Sam,
the
replace
Avengers
him.
going? Right? If Iron Man come
I
back
think-
as an evil
Bro,
person,
so I
that's
got
not
8 years of
pushing
Sam. I'm already like,
Phase
no, I don't like
5.
that. I want
That's
Captain
just
America.
giving
back.
you
So I'm already
a
in that
villain
place.
You also had Hawkeye. You also
in
had
a
10
movie
years
or
of
something,
Hawkeye.
right?
Now we have
That's not the
all new
same as like
Hawkeye.
where's it pushing?
Tony
You
like I
know?
said, if you
Unless he's the
I like
main
it.
villain.
Okay, I give it to you.
We
But I don't like
said
fucking
that.
Sam at all. So I'm already mad if
So
it's Captain America
I'm sure
with
you
this
had your
Captain
original
America.
Avengers that you hated. Did you like every Avenger?
So you
like
you
every
agree
single
with
Avenger.
you agree with Chloe in that you like the Sam from the show better,
What show?
the cartoon. You like that Sam better.
Yeah, 'cause the
I like the Sam who had his mom coming to bring cookies, and he was young, but he was smart. This Sam ain't even smart. He was,
That's what I said. I was talking to my little cousin, and he's in high school, and I was like, first of all, I don't even like. Remember how I said I didn't like Winter Soldier?
yeah,
And
that's
Falcon?
what Sam from the
I didn't like
Avengers
it.
cartoon.
So I
yeah.
was like, he's
I
corny.
saw that episode.
But the cartoon version of him is like the
You put
best
me out when
version
you're
of
talking
him.
about
He's
somebody mom
very very.
He's smart.
You
He's
did that, I'm
handsome.
out. I checked
He's-
that.
They had to make up.
No, you would like it, bro. I'm telling you, because the Hulk comes and
Comic
snatches
version
cookies
of him
off.
started out as
Like,
a
give
pimp.
Hulk cookies good. I'm telling you,
By the way, that's the best version of the Hulk.
that's the best version of Hulk too.
Captain America beat him up, and then he learned his lesson, and then decided he wanted to learn from that. That's the comic version. So
Listen,
this
that's
version,
better
they
than-
had to do that to make up for all that.
But that's better than the version they gave us with Winter
You
Soldier.
don't like the MCU version?
I hated Falcon Winter Soldier. I
That
thought it
was
was
my favorite
stupid,
show.
and I had a
Yeah.
whole conversation about
Yep.
how dumb I thought it was.
I'm not gonna say it's stupid.
I don't like
but I'm
nothing-
gonna
I don't
say
like
it's definitely
Falcon.
Not the greatest show.
At all.
It is
Like,
definitely-
No,
but it
Fa-
is
Winter
definitely one of
Soldier
the
was
top.
good. Falcon was like a little punk.
I don't know. They made
Yeah.
Winter Soldier. They made Winter Soldier so nonsense.
I just like that in the
I don't
cartoon.
know.
He's super smart. He learns with Tony.
He's smarter than Tony Stark.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
He is, because he's younger than him.
Whoa.
He is too.
Who?
You don't think
There's
so?
only one man I know that's smarter than Tony Stark.
no, he's not smart as Tony Stark.
And-
I know these people I know
in
smarter than Tony
You
In
better
the
not say
show.
one person. That's all I know.
Stark. Three.
It seems
You
like
better
he's
not
smarter.
say somebody
Who?
that be in the Batcave. You better not say
No. No, I'm talking just a Marvel comics.
You see, he's talking
Moon
MCU.
Girl and Amadeus Cho, and then Tony Stark. So who's supposed to be smarter?
I would put.
He's not
I would
smart,
put. What's his
Tony
name?
Stark.
Show.
I would put.
That's him. But he's not.
I
but
would
he-
put.
but he's
I would
good.
put
He's
Shuri
way
up
more
there.
Tactically smart.
Huh?
Tactically
I would put
better.
Shuri up there. She's
MCU Shuri.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
You would've thought
MCU, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Black
not-
Panther also. He's one of the smartest. men in
Exactly.
comics Also.
Thank
But
you.
but
He'll probably
opposite,
be at number 5.
MCU Black Panther is not that smart. I don't know why they do that too, because Black Panther in the cartoon is a genius.
Exactly.
So, I don't know why the black people not smart in the MCU. I'm like,
Well,
well,
we
except
know
for
why.
Well, no, they got Shuri.
that's it.
One
Bill
person.
Foster. Bill Foster also, even though he had a small ass role, he
Who?
was still regarded as one of the top leading. Bill Foster from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence
Oh,
Fishburne.
Oh,
And
that's
even
right.
my
He was
man
regarded
from,
as a top.
my man from the Eternals.
Oh,
Fast
yeah,
Food.
that's right. Yeah,
Fast Food, that's true.
Yeah, Fast
Well,
Food.
he gave the tech to the Wakandans for
Yeah, thank you.
vibranium.
So,
You think so?
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. It was
Yes.
Wait, is it confirmed or is it speculation?
He said it in the
He said
movie.
it.
He said he gave it to the Wakandans.
Yeah.
This is
Right,
why-
watch that. Every
this
time
is
I
why,
hear it the first time,
What's his name? That's why Richard Madden. What's his name? Icarus.
Icarus.
He asked him, "Oh, what is this made out of vibranium?" That's like a Easter egg, if you will.
Okay.
And then Holt says those villains' actions helped Aunt May convince Spider-Man to help influence our Doctor Strange to do the right thing. If that didn't happen, Doctor Strange would have took America's power.
He's gonna take her power anyway.
I don't think
Yes, we did,
Yeah, we
Chris.
did.
Well, in the beginning,
He
was
took
there.
it in the beginning,
Yeah, but
that.
That was
that
Defender
was-
Strange. Yeah.
but that was
the same
also
one.
him though at one point in his life.
No, that was a.
Well,
I mean,
we-
him taking her power wasn't like. I mean, I
Stop
feel
doing
like
it to kill you. He was trying to kill the monster.
all right.
That was
Yeah.
the point, but he still would have took it for the greater good.
And she still would have died.
Very good.
And that's why she was like, I get it. I sacrificed myself. I know
Right,
why you
because
had
she
to
thought
do
he
it.
was gonna do what the other one did, but he didn't.
Holt said Reed Richards versus Tony Stark.
Reed Richards, light years ahead of Tony Stark. Let me tell you a quick little comic story. Tony got his hands on a couple of Infinity Stones and decided to use them to become a god. He became a god and he made the world smarter. He said, I want to give everyone in the world my intellect. Reed Richards got a headache and told his wife that he just got dumber. Because of Tony's that ass. He was like, I think I just became dumber. Like, that's how smart Reed Richards is.
They better make
That
Reed
if
smart.
Tony adds his intelligence to his, he gets dumber.
But to both you, like everyone's point, if you have characters like a Reed Richards, you need powerful characters that people can latch onto. This is why I do agree that I think as of right now, Kang is one of those.
People that beat you this.
But I feel like I still feel like they've peaked.
Yep. I agree.
So
I don't feel like
even if they knock it out the ballpark with all those, it's still not going to compare.
It's not.
Then they could just pass it.
And when
To
what are they
previous.
going to do like the King,
It's
right?
not.
Because
It's
because
not.
Endgame or Infinity War.
Everyone's gonna have their own best story.
But listen,
Right.
what are they going to do to King, right? Because Infinity War was a 10-year journey, so we wait another 9 years for King. That maybe the King will be as big as
No, I
Thanos.
think they're gonna push it along faster.
That it's not going to be as big. It's the build up that made it as
Well, no,
big as what it
they're
was.
gonna be making more.
And it's the
Remember,
character.
we used to get one movie a year. Remember when Iron Man came out? We got 2008 Iron Man. We're like, okay, that was the start of this journey. And then by the time we got Iron Man 2 was what the following year. So
Yeah.
we used to get one movie a year, and now we're getting like 4 or 5.
That's
So-
why I think.
So you're still telling the same story, the same amount of movies, accelerated.
And
20
then
movies will be 4 years here.
I'm
It
also
took 10 years to tell 23 movies.
Yeah.
So if they're moving at 5 movies a year,
I
5
think,
years is 25 movies, bro.
I think they're like
That's
3.
a short time.
I also think it depends how they do the story arc with Thor. Thor is going to be a pivotal because he's still the OG Avenger. And see, that's the other issue, the MCU agenda.
Right, because like as you just said, they're replacing Ant-Man with his daughter, statue.
This is what I was trying
And
to
then
say.
Ironheart.
And then Ironheart.
This is what I was trying to say. When I go to the movies, I'm going to see like the special effects. I'm not going to see Tony stand there in the suit. The only suit I want to see Tony in is Iron.
Bro, but it's the
All
reason why
but-
they cast people for roles. In that case,
But
you can get the
but
you
no, but
can,
here's
you can
my
get an
point.
actor
Here's
who's
my
like
point, Mike.
just came to Hollywood,
Hold on,
who's
let
still
me finish.
hold on, let me finish. Who's waiting tables to play Tony Stark and put in a suit. It's the reason why they cast certain actors. That's why,
Okay,
because
so-
of the delivery.
So you can cast an actor that will surprise you. Be like, yo, I can't believe how good they were. You never had one of those actors the first time people you see them first time on screen.
And
Like,
again,
wow,
Dave,
you
that's
did
fair,
that.
but that's not how the MCU casts. They cast people who have been
Well,
nominated
stars
for
and
an
stuff.
Academy Award. It's either
Right, but
people
they
who's
can't-
won
they can't
one
get rid of
Golden
that
Globe,
younger- they can't
won
get rid of
Academy
that younger
Award,
people,
They
right?
just
or they've
did it
been
with
nominated.
Charlize Theron. You just said
They're
it.
not young.
That's not no, but not something what Josh said.
But
They got somebody who's already established. Who's
She won an Academy Award.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, okay, no, you're getting people in status, but you can't get a Charlize Theron to play a teenager. Like,
Okay.
we're a teenager. You're not going to get someone.
So,
You-
like
which is
Tom,
why
like
we're
Tom
saying-
Holland,
You
I
also
got
cannot-
you.
You also cannot say that actress that they got to play Riri Williams is going to be essentially bad.
I never
You
said
do
she
a
was
better-
bad.
No, we're
You
not.
do a better
no
job
one's
of
saying
Charlize
this.
Theron
No
than any
one's
of
talking
her
about their
movies.
acting. We never brought up their acting skills.
Well, that's-
We're talking about their stage presence of that their person of their
Oh,
stage presence,
that's
that person that we
clout
connect
chasing.
with.
You're just like I just want to follow the big name. You don't care about.
That's what sells. You know, movies got to
Oh, yeah,
sell, right?
Yeah.
Every movie is made to make money, and some people still go see a movie because of who's in the
I don't know.
movie.
It just feels like young is synonymous with inexperienced and bad.
It's
And
true.
That's not the case. I've seen
hold up,
plenty of
Dave.
young
Dave,
actors.
I
here's my
agree.
thing. I'm taking
Heather
that.
Steinfeld is what, 26, 24, 25?
25.
She's one of the better
So
actresses
Dave-
in Hollywood than me.
So Dave,
Well,
listen.
She's been around. She was 12 though. She's
So-
been yeah.
So Dave, what I'm doing is taking that into the comic book world. So we're talking about human actors that we know that won an Academy Award, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about, again, not you, but prominent superheroes in comic books or cartoons that visually were like, oh, I know that person. So what Mike is saying, I'm attributing that to characters. So what I'm saying is they use so many of those characters. I don't think it's that many characters left that when you put them on screen, you be like, oh, he got a movie. You're gonna be like, who the hell is that? And
Yeah.
then the characters that they did
Bro,
put in there, they kind
be
of
honest with
died
you, as much
already.
as Moon Knight, I like. We like, but Moon Knight wasn't like hitting. Like it wasn't trending. It wasn't like other shows and stuff like that.
Looking like that dude was whack back in the day.
Or who is Moon Knight? One or the other,
Right.
stuff like that. It
I
didn't.
never knew who Moon Knight was. I didn't even know Moon Knight was coming out on Disney Plus.
It wasn't as big as like Loki or
Right, somebody you heard of
people that
before.
we know. Right to his point.
And I think they can. Remember, I always say I never liked Guardians of the Galaxy back then when I was younger.
Yeah, they can do
wasn't
it.
popular to me, but they did a great job bringing them in. But guess what? They had supporting popular characters that helped tell their story. So in the next 2 years, when there is no, I mean, they're pretty much they don't have any more like
Don't even plug.
they're like they don't have these popular characters
Moon Knight ain't have
anymore.
nobody
or they're
helping him
falling
tell his
out.
story.
Huh?
Moon Knight ain't have nobody helping him tell his story.
That's why I ain't watching.
Layla.
But Layla's not a popular. I don't know who that
But they
I don't
got
know that.
Oscar
That was
Isaac,
correct. Yeah.
is. Exactly.
That was the character creators for that show.
who's been acting
Exactly.
since was it Body of Lies with Leonardo DiCaprio?
He wasn't that.
So
Wasn't
that's
he?
how they're getting.
That's the main guy, right?
Yeah,
But
Oscar Isaac.
so,
yeah.
to
Yeah.
your point,
Poe Dameron.
Yeah,
that's how they're doing these
that's my
characters
man from Sucker Punch.
that nobody knows is they're
Apocalypse,
getting.
the next
Like
one.
Young Avengers, right? So who would you say Young Avengers right now if they were to make a movie?
Ironheart.
We have the Avengers right now.
Or within
Hawkeye,
2 years?
No,
Hawk-
Kate Bishop, Ironheart.
Kate Bishop for sure.
Ironheart.
Ironheart.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have well, we haven't seen him fight yet, but what's his name from Falcon and Winter Soldier?
The
Young
grandson.
kid, Elijah.
Then we have
Elijah,
Elijah, right?
Patriot. You're gonna have Wiccan Speed.
Right.
You're not gonna show them this much and not
Okay.
pull them in. You're gonna have Stature, Ant-Man's daughter.
Uh-huh.
You're also gonna have obviously America Chavez. She's the leader.
All right.
All right. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be.
That's 7 people. That's more than the Avengers got. But go ahead. Who else you got?
Well, the Avengers is huge. The Avengers has over.
And I'm talking about the MCU
Miles
though.
Morales.
No,
No.
No, he's not gonna be in that yet.
no.
Not gonna be in
Who
that
else you
yet.
got?
Hold on. Let me think. Kid Loki.
Uh-huh. Let me ask you a question. I think he's done.
I already know what you're saying. I'm already listening. Like, all right.
I'll stop there. I'll stop there at the 8.
So with those 8, does that make you want to go see this movie? With the younger version? That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
That's
like,
my point.
Yeah, I know.
So what made you go see the first movie the first time?
Because you knew who the Hawk was. You knew
Iron Man.
You knew Captain America.
So it's gonna make you go see the movie. Is that it's gonna be famous people?
So they
playing
could be
these
like
characters.
Ian McKellen as Captain America. You'll be okay with it.
What are you talking about?
Like if they said, "Oh, we're gonna do Ian McKellen since he's such a great and storied history actor."
Bro, he's
we're gonna put
80
him on
years
Captain
old,
America.
bro.
No, it proves you can't put everybody everywhere.
No,
if it's a youthful
well,
role,
so that's
you gotta
not
fill
what
it with a
I'm
youthful
saying.
actor.
That's
So
not what I'm saying either.
all right.
I'm with his point that about the. I mean, I did say that, but I'm also saying that the people, the characters or comic characters are so unknown. Everybody you name either are unknown or
All right,
little known.
Let me ask
So
you
why
a
would people
question.
say I want to go?
Nebula, the character of Nebula?
Okay.
What does everybody feel about her arc? Everybody thinks she did a good job as Nebula because no one heard of Karen Gillan before that, unless you watch Doctor Who.
So you're still on one
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
of the
yeah.
argument.
No. I'm just going
I
back
don't
because
even
you guys are talking like it's impossible for a young actor to take over a role
No.
and kill it.
You don't
be
get.
good.
You don't get what we're saying. I brought up that Tobey Maguire was like nobody, and they put him as Spider-Man, right? Give him that.
No, he
right?
wasn't like nobody.
Yeah, I kind of love
He was kind
Pleasantville.
of the it boy when they put him in Spider-Man.
What was he?
I kind of love,
Cider House Rules.
and I love Pleasantville. It's one of my favorite
What else
movies.
was it? There was another one.
Also,
I
he-
told you, Pleasantville.
he was hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio post Titanic
boy.
day, so he had like the pop culture it factor during that time.
He was an it boy.
So,
He's talking about the comic characters.
yeah.
Everybody you name, Thatcher,
right,
Elijah,
so that- what I'm gonna-
Kid
what I'm
Loki.
gonna-
I don't know
what I'm
what.
gonna
I
say
just want you to comment on that.
How old are you? How old are you? You're speaking for the 46 demographic. You're not speaking for the 26 demographic.
You
Reading
probably
stature.
got cartoons.
Right.
That's been reading stature in Young Avengers.
And that's fair.
Young Avengers is like the #1 selling title in Marvel.
But you know what?
So
though?
people love them, obviously.
Yeah, but I
Somebody's
feel
gonna
like
fill the
younger
demographic.
people aren't into movies like we are.
So
Like,
it's crazy.
so-
it's crazy
so
to sit here and be
when
like,
I-
yo,
when I look
if
at
Young
the- what
Avengers
are they?
comes out with the people I
They-
named, you won't go watch it.
When I look at like
When
my daughter, my son, her daughter,
They will
my
go to
other
movies.
daughter, like they don't even care about the movies.
Yeah.
Because they're not reading comics.
Who's reading comics?
I am.
Right. And most
No,
right. So
I-
most
no,
people
I'm-
who are
I'm-
reading
I'm-
comments is probably 30 plus now.
Right.
You think little kids ain't reading Spider-Man comics?
No,
No.
they're not.
So no one's gonna care about Spider-Man. is it?
They're unfortunately they're not reading.
Right.
They're watching the cartoon.
Yeah, or on their
I
YouTube
don't
or
know,
whatever.
Marvel Unlimited
No,
reads
it's just like Spark Notes, right?
Wow.
If you had a reading assignment, are you going to read Spark Notes or are you going to watch the film? But you're not going to read the book. You're gonna watch it first. And that's fair. And then Holtz, to your point, Holtz says, shame they are going with famous characters now, as 10 years ago they dodged Marvel movies.
Not only that, but I never watched a Marvel movie because of somebody who's playing it. I didn't say, "Ooh, they got Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. I want to go see it." I went and saw the Eric Banner Hulk.
Hold up.
I went and saw the
People do get
Hey,
excited
hey,
because of
hey,
who's playing
hey,
movies.
Some people do that, but
Yeah.
you're making my point. So there's people who will go see it.
True
Hold up,
comic
hold
book
up,
fans
hear
will go see garbage.
Do they want to see? But do they want to only go to them, true comic book fans, or they want to get the general audience?
Some people are
So
like
what-
this.
so
I
when me
hate
and
Tom
Josh-
Hardy, bro.
Okay. Well, me and Josh and Anthony, since they peaked, I'm talking about how much money can they make. That's what I mean. You got to get a casual
No,
audience.
Marvel is gonna make money. Marvel is not gonna ever put out a flop that does like 36.
But okay,
I didn't say 36, but are they
So-
going to make $1 billion?
so Dave-
They
in a
don't
movie?
need to make a
Dave,
billion dollars.
to your point,
That means they peaked. That's my whole point.
to your point. So all right, so when Marvel started, so we're starting like all the way from Iron Man. The way that they built those arcs, they built it, Kevin Feige in mind, right? Built it like this is the story you want to tell for this specific character without any agenda. But now you have the MCU, you're making content with agendas, which is going to take away from your base audience because you're trying to get new other female viewers because that gets you more money. So that's their
You
goal.
want to make sure you make movies that hit every demographic. I think that's the dream of every director, right?
But
I agree.
but unfortunately, to your point, they're taking liberties because they know that we're going to see it regardless.
Right.
So if they're going to have that in mind, they're going to make it for that younger demographic, knowing that we're going to see it regardless. However, we have very refined tastes. So eventually, it's going to be an imbalance for our preferences versus the actual executed content. That's just my That's where I see it going.
Can what you said make work? But you're gonna have to give me maybe 5 or 6 years of me seeing these young Avengers in several movies for me to start to do with it.
No, because those was characters that we
How
already
long did it
knew
take you
and
to fall in
loved.
love with RDJ?
Bro, by the time you did move, they're gonna be old Avengers. The hell you mean?
By the way, I think someone that proves your point is Tom Holland, but he's only validated because of Robert Downey Jr.
Correct.
He's on sharing the screen with who else? Chris Evans.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Y'all didn't like the Spider-Man movies. That's fine, but he carried the Spider-Man films that he was in.
No, but regardless,
They literally put. Hold on, Anthony, real quick. They literally put Iron Man in the first one because they was like, it needs help. We don't know if it's gonna do well. They put him. He was only there for 10 minutes screen time. But if you go back and watch the promos and the trailers, Iron Man did so much of them because they needed him to sell the movie.
Well,
and hold up. So that's my gripe, and you don't have to comment on my gripe because you keep avoiding it. But my thing
Thanks,
is,
Chloé.
my thing is, yes, he's Spider-Man. Forget the actor. I'm not on the actor. I'm on the character. It's Spider-Man, so it's a given, right? My thing is, pick any one of the 7 people you named that no one ever heard of.
Right.
That's my thing.
so we watching shows that are developing these new characters, and you're telling me that if they put them all on a movie a year from now, you won't go see it, or you will go see it? Who won't go see it?
I'm going to see every Marvel movie that's made,
Me too.
but
Me too.
that wasn't ever a point. Our point was
They have credit in the bank because of previous work.
yes.
Thank you. And that's what's in the that's what's going to allow this younger generation to take over. We don't need established stars in these young roles.
You keep all right. You ain't
Yeah.
he's not talking to me. So
Talking to
I'm
me,
just gonna be quiet. He's not talking to me.
I'm talking about established stars.
Yes.
He's talking about established comic book popularity people. So
As far as like the Big 10, so to speak, Spider-Man, the one everybody knows that on lunchboxes,
Yes.
coloring books.
Yes. What I'm saying is, the reason why
Branding.
I feel they're gonna peak, or they did peak, is because they exhausted those 10, and they even killed some of those. I can see if some of those 10s didn't die. So okay, they can do the Spider-Man route. You still might have a collabo movie, right? It could be a new character that you mentioned, but you know that person, one of the bigger 10, is going to be in the movie. So you're like, cool, you're still going to be like connected.
But Tony,
But now-
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I kind of disagree with you because looking at Spider-Man specifically as an example, like Miles Morales is a whole nother Spider-Man.
he's not even MCU. He's in Sony.
Doesn't matter if he MCU or Sony. I'm using as an example. And
Never
the
saw him.
example is that for the new kids, you can reinvent Spider-Man as many times as you want forever. So there's never going to be a peak of Spider-Man and it's going to go downhill. Because there's a whole new Spider-Man. Like there could be a whole
but
new.
you're not. What I'm saying is, I already even said Spider-Man. Yes, that's one of the 10. Right? If we're gonna use 10 popular characters, he's one of the 10. So you can do whatever the hell you want with Spider-Man. What I'm saying is, once and like you're saying, Miles Morales, whatever, he's a version of another type of Spider-Man. What I'm saying is, we're already used those 10. So as time go on, these people are now they're not. They're already phasing people out. People already died. So those 10 are going to get smaller and smaller. I'm sure they're going to keep making you're going to see less of those popular people. And so now the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to have to rely on how good of a job we did to make these new characters standalone in their own.
So your prediction is they're going to go away. My prediction is they're never going to go away.
Yeah,
we've never said that.
That's not away 50 years.
Right. Have we ever said they would go away?
They killed them off, but what I'm saying is they didn't because they have the multiverse now. So maybe
Oh,
phase 10,
man.
they're coming back
Trust me, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm a fan.
or whatever.
If they multiverse everybody
My
who
prediction
died,
is we've
that's
seen the
going to
best
not
of
be
the
cool,
MCU.
yo. I'm going to be
No, my
like,
prediction
this
is
is going to be
Avengers
garbage.
versus
I'm telling you.
X-Men.
The fans are going to flip
No,
out.
I
You ever seen
They're
Avengers
just going to
versus
bring
X-Men?
back
That's all I'm
everybody
saying.
who died.
You ever seen the Avengers versus the
So
X-Men?
wait, so
All
Black
screens.
Panther
Who's gonna be in the
died.
Avengers though when they full do it?
Yeah,
What
you
you
got a
talking about? It
point.
could be anyone, yeah, bro.
No.
No, it can't be.
Hold up, Mike, this is how I'm going to get
Yo,
it.
go ahead.
Bro, one of the things we wanted the most in our life was WCW versus WWE. We said it the other day.
Yep.
They finally did the invasion. You know what was terrible? They had all the top WWE guys, but none of the top WCW guys signed the contract. So you had all the nobodies, and it just was like, we got it, but it was trash.
I want to see Avengers vs. X-Men, but I want Tony Stark and Chris
The whole-
and yeah,
Captain
X-Men.
America.
That's what I want to see. Not these new Avengers vs. X-Men. That's the whole point. They don't have any equity.
So you won't go see it.
No,
Bro,
I keep asking this because you're like, this is what I want to see. Like, I don't want to see something. I don't
They're
go see
still
it.
gonna go see it.
Yeah.
Correct.
For the point
So
of
that's my point. Do you think
Okay.
Disney cares about transitioning on to different characters?
No, I think
They
they're
know
gonna
you're
lose.
still
I think they're
gonna
gonna lose.
see it.
I think they got no.
I think they're gonna lose some
I think they're gonna lose people.
Yeah,
And I think that
Enough for them to care.
the interest.
It's getting oversaturated in the superhero
Right.
field.
Right.
It's
And the
that's
word
thing,
was
it's
the
never.
term was peak.
right. That's what I said.
You could. I think you could agree.
All right, so back in like the 60s, right? Before they even made Spider-Man, it had to take a while for Spider-Man to take some traction, right? Before everybody said, yo, Spider-Man's a dope hero, we should like know who he is.
Well, back
You
in the
should
day,
put
you
him
was
on a
considered a
lunchbox.
geek if you like comic books. That's the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So regardless of that, it took a while for Spider-Man to end up on a lunchbox, on a coloring book, on a backpack. Okay. Other heroes can make that transition too. Just because they have not made the
No, they
transition
definitely will.
yet,
They definitely
they
will.
definitely will.
Yeah.
America Chavez is one of them.
Yeah, she definitely will. It's just that
I
it
hope
won't-
anyway. I hope.
And that's
I hope.
true. Look,
In the comics on print,
not this
transcendent,
American
bro.
Chavez. She's whack. But anyway,
This one, yeah.
but,
Right now.
but the whole comment, right? It goes the other way around now, right? So he says, "My nephew loved Tom Holland in Uncharted because he was Spider-Man." Then he says, "Thought me seeing Nolan North in Uncharted made me remember he is my Nathan Drake." So it's the other way around. When those characters come in Marvel movies, people go see them in other movies because they were in Marvel
Everybody
movies.
does that though.
But that's the same.
You know, I
point.
saw when I saw Harder They Fall, I'm like, oh shit, Kang. That's what I said. Kang, go to town. You gonna fuck somebody.
But
Did you watch Lovecraft?
Huh?
Did you watch Lovecraft?
No, I'm about to. I was gonna, and I heard they canceled it. Like they started one season, and they canceled.
That's why I didn't watch it.
Wait.
And I'm like, I don't want to watch something that I know.
Wait. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a finished. It's kind of like Moon Knight. It's a limited series. So
Well, from what I heard, they were supposed to have a second season. The Marvel waived the Marvel contractor from his face. He was out.
that could have been, but it would to me it would have been like Game of Thrones when they went off of the source material.
Let me ask you a
So
question.
Lovecraft Country is based upon a novel. So they completed everything in that storyline for the novel. So
And
there's
that
no
first
reason
season,
to be
just
number
in
2
all
for
of
me.
that first season, the whole run was done.
Holt's
But
comment.
did it end on the cliffhanger? That's my question. That's what I
No.
want to know.
No.
Because they made it seem like season 2 was like in the books, and then it just got.
It
swept
would be
Netflix.
for money, but in terms of plot, I don't know.
Holt's comment goes to my point of actors themselves still bring people into the movies. His nephew wouldn't have saw Uncharted if it wasn't for Tom Holland.
It doesn't bring everyone into the movie. Not everyone thinks that way. You want to make it sound like it's like a 0.001%.
No,
like
I didn't say anything. I'm
No,
just saying
you're saying like, oh, like it cares that
he
so when
he
Iron
saw
Man dropped-
Uncharted because of
when
Tom
Iron Man
Holland.
dropped, right? Were
Yeah.
you excited about the Robert Downey Jr. selection? As this is the initial cast of
That's
Marvel.
vodka.
You excited for that?
I don't think I was even excited about.
I didn't even
That's
care who
tequila,
was
boy.
leading, bro. I wanted to see red and
Could be
yellow
Lucy.
villain on screen, bro.
It could
That's
be.
all I wanted, and I got it. And I fell in love with the character that came with that.
Dave, I think you're in the minority in that situation, bro. Honestly,
It's
I'm not saying
that
this is bigger.
small. You
it's
must
a
be
bigger
so
show.
upset. I may be in that minority, but it's not that small of a minority as you guys are making it sound.
They did just
You
so
guys are
much
making it
of
sound like it's
comic
razor
book
thin,
and-
and it's a pretty large chunk of the
Well,
comic book.
I mean, okay, can I say one thing? Just
Yeah.
movies in general. If somebody, I'm going to see a movie because of specific actors.
Yes,
You are.
Period.
So
By the way,
So
they're
DC
thinking
shows-
about casting
Who you going
Jaden
for?
Smith
What actor?
for Miles
Like,
Morales
what
because
actor
of
so you
that
gonna see?
notoriety. They're thinking about casting Jaden Smith as Miles Morales because of that
I don't want
notoriety.
him as no He's too old to play Miles
I
Morales.
And he's
don't
not
want him
Spanish.
as I really don't want
So-
him.
Right, but
Miles
for
Morales
that
is
reason
mixed
that we're
actor.
talking
Well, no,
about.
That's my
it is.
point.
People think
Jaden
the
Smith
most
is not.
famous person
Doesn't
that
matter.
was closest to that
Black-
guy. That's fantastic.
No, Latinos already
You know
said
what I
if they don't
mean?
have a mixed
So-
character, they
so
they'll
they're
be
looking
mad,
for-
and they want the
give me
demographic.
another young
They
black
said if
actor
he's
from
mixed,
Hollywood.
the character should be mixed.
I would actually rather get
agree.
the guy who's
He's
actually
mixed.
playing him in the video game. Like that actor, I think he should do it.
See?
He's
You're,
nice.
you're of a sound mind.
Who should do Miles Morales is the kid from Blackish. He is mixed, and he's
Is he
perfect.
mixed with
Either
Dominican?
one could
I
do
was
it.
about to say,
Or
does he speak
Spanish?
Yeah, yes.
Oh.
Nobody knows the one the son on Blackish.
And Blackish is owned by Disney, so there you go.
So there you go. I mean,
No.
Which
that
one,
writes
the
itself
youngest
right
one?
there.
The
right?
younger one, the twin. Yeah, yes, it's mom Spanish.
Well, Spanish people brown too, so
You don't look mixed, but most people nowadays, you don't know if anybody.
Yeah,
No.
especially when it comes to Dominican and black.
yeah,
They're
Dominicans
like
are black
skin tone,
people.
same
Right.
complexion. Like my boy was
Dark.
100% Dominican, and everybody that saw me thought he was black.
Yeah.
They were like, "Yo, you with that black dude? No, that dude's Dominican, 100%, bro." Like, no, you fuck out of here. I'm serious. But yeah, I didn't know.
Miles don't look mixed.
I didn't know
Like Miles Morales don't look
black
mixed.
was mixed. He would be a good fit.
He's perfect.
He would be a good fit for that. I don't want to see Jaden Smith as that. He's not qualified.
No, I'm over this.
Bro, he was already Karate Kid. He had his time.
The Smiths
Man,
need
that
to
was trash.
just go
He's like,
like,
no,
on vacation for a
Fuck
while.
the Karate Kid, Derek. Go fuck the Spider-Man too. Shit.
Josh, what else you got up here, man?
So Holt asked, so if laws force Disney characters to go public domain, then would you accept it without Disney branding in the future?
Wait, who's he asking that to? Me?
Everybody up here.
So if laws force Disney characters to go to the public domain. Oh, with that whole thing they changed down in Florida, right? Where they
Wait,
took away
what
their
happened?
governorship.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean? What does this mean?
So Disney for the longest time paid like 160 million to the state to govern their own stuff.
Oh yeah. So okay.
Ron DeSantis, for whatever reasons, he thought it would be a great idea. He thought it would be a take away $160 million in money from the state and just have control over them. So now he wants to put the characters in the public domain. Meaning anybody can use them. It's free game. It means Sony can make a Captain America movie if they want.
Oh,
That'd be crazy.
Universal can make a Black Panther.
So,
movie.
I think that would devalue the brand.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Sony stock. Marvel stock. That's it.
Well, it's
That's
weird
how they
because-
did that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Like,
It would also be very disrespectful to Kevin Feige. He's put a lot of thought and energy and sweat and his soul into this story. So that'd be very disrespectful.
Politics getting involved with entertainment.
Well,
That's
here's the
what that
thing,
is.
though.
Yes.
Here's the thing. They got the Batman, and the last Batman wasn't that long ago. And I feel like, if you don't look at it was both under Warner Brothers, you're just thinking like, it's two Batmans, kind of around the same time. So if somebody go off and make an Iron Man, then you could get a younger Iron Man. Maybe they might.
Yeah, not a lot of people are really into what studio makes what.
Right.
Especially when it comes to comic book film. They all like it's comic book film. I mean that's stuff that we know, but not a lot of people.
Yeah, my girl for all the MCU and everything stuff, she still has to ask on certain characters, is that DC or Marvel?
Yeah.
And she watches a lot of DC stuff and she watches a lot of Marvel stuff.
I'm an expert now.
Allegedly.
My girl seen every
Go ahead,
episode
test
of Green Arrow. Almost every episode of
Hold on, guys. Chloe want to be tested.
Let's
So let's each say a character.
Let's go to the comic master.
Well,
Oh, what do I gotta do?
Let's
I
be
gotta test
fair,
someone's card?
because I just need
She wants to be able to know if it's DC or Marvel. She says
But-
she's
a character
capable of that.
from a movie.
characters that I would know of.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
TV shows.
So characters that you would know would be from TV shows and movies, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In the past decade, yes.
The past decade.
Or maybe 5 years.
It don't gotta be that hard. Let's each just pick a character and actor. That's all. Instead of you
Okay.
just throwing out a million characters.
Flag Smasher.
What? Come on, Dave.
Bro,
Hold on, wait.
Am I
Here we
right?
go.
He's not wrong.
Here we go. The Flash.
Oh man, what's put your softballs? You mean? Okay, Batman.
Black Fashion was in a very popular movie. Actually,
DC for $1 million.
How about Obadiah Stane?
That person.
I don't think
Ironmonger.
Ironmonger.
Oh, that's gave it away, didn't
Yeah,
it?
you really just gave it away.
Like, is he related to Killmonger?
No. Just tell us if it's DC or Marvel. Just tell us if it's DC or Marvel.
What
No
movies
hints.
he in?
No, she doesn't.
Iron
know what
Man.
he's in. You gotta ask her.
Oh,
If
like,
he's
tell
in
them what
Iron
movies
Man,
is.
then he's in Marvel.
No, you're picking these off-brand characters. Pick just some.
I thought that was the question, though.
No. The thing was to just test her.
Y'all
What
hear
he
them?
said was his girl will watch stuff and don't know if it's DC or Marvel.
I
So what-
understood the criteria to be anyone that
Who
showed
the
up
hell?
Yeah, but you're trying to stump
I already guessed.
That's the whole
A
point. of
person
this.
in
For
Flash
general
Smasher.
knowledge.
Oh,
will
okay,
probably be
Aquaman.
DC.
Aquaman. DC or Marvel?
Aquaman with he's DC.
Okay. Let's see. Who else? I don't know what she's seeing.
No,
Like,
he just
Right,
said-
but dude, at
Green
least
Arrow. Green Arrow. You ever heard the name Green Arrow before?
DC.
You know that for sure?
Yep.
she said it. Sounded like
Okay.
she said it for sure.
You know how I remember? This is silly, but this is how I remember it. Six Flags characters are DC.
that's very wise. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
Oh,
Makes
she-
sense.
Not cheating. It's just that makes sense.
No, that's why I was going to Six Flags in morning. Once I had to get the flash pass, oh God, best Marvel character. I want to have a quick
Bro, you watch DC stuff.
Nah, I'm just playing.
So much knowledge.
That's pretty good,
It gets so
That's pretty good.
Hold on. How about? Hold on. I'm not done.
Oh my God.
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
done.
I'm
Hold on.
ready. Come
How
for it.
about Fastos?
What movie is he in?
The Eternals.
Eternals is Marvel.
Okay.
Let me give her one. About Peacemaker.
DC.
Oh, okay,
Duh.
yeah.
Watch it.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern is DC.
Yeah, I was just down them all.
Yeah, so she's good. Yeah.
See, I'm good now. If you would have asked me this,
My girl
2 years
would
ago-
probably said Marvel on half of those. I didn't know the DC one.
That was my point.
Listen, I didn't honestly, and I'm going to. This will be a teachable moment for people out there. Don't be afraid to ask questions because I didn't
Chloé
even
asked
know.
questions.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
There were two
Yeah.
different universes. I was like Batman and Superman and Spider-Man. They're all superheroes, so they must be friends. Like
I'll tell you when you impressed me was we was doing one of these.
Yo,
and you
did you
was-
see Host
Jose, you got stumbled. No, he wasn't talking to me.
You talking to me, I think.
He was talking.
So when you impressed me was when we was doing a podcast and you was die hard into the fan theories and you was like you was naming all this extra behind the scenes stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? She
Yeah.
done went so deep. I was like, yo, I
Yeah.
can't even.
Me too. Our
match
first
that.
like
She
mental
was
theater
like
we would do.
so into the fan theory. She's like, oh, but see, I read this and I heard this in this
Yeah.
video.
I was
like,
shocked. I was like, yo, she's
that's
pretty good.
what's up. I was like, look
Yeah.
at Chloe. I was like, listen, I can't even touch that.
But
I thought
Loki,
that was really cool.
but Loki got me into that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
because other stuff, I just be like, huh?
So I'm like, yo,
I could name all the Infinity Stones now.
New Rockstar's like my Bible, yo. I love them dudes. I ain't gonna lie.
We
For real.
We just talked about that the other day, the Infinity Stones. I was like, I'm gonna have to know these
I'll try.
because I can only name like 5. I was like, I'm missing 2. I keep missing 2.
It's 9:24, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably gonna.
Yeah,
cut
so
out here on Saturday
we
night.
gotta wait for our host to come back. But yeah, so guys,
This was good, though.
Oh, what happened to our camera?
Got into.
Yeah, I know.
oh, the camera's fuzzy.
Maybe when he got up, the lens got adjusted.
He didn't touch none, I don't think.
Fuzzy.
Oh, the focus.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The focus is how focus.
I'm focused, man. They walked by and messed it up. Oh, so
Well done, Lady
Avenger,
Avengers.
Even though you mentioned
A set time.
A set time. So, yeah, guys. So if you don't know your DC versus your Marvel, just think about Six Flags.
Yeah, that's a good one though.
Cause I was like, oh, they got Superman there, they got Batman.
I think I might do what you did though for Thor. I think I might not watch no more
Green
trailers.
Lantern,
I
yeah.
got the one we saw in the movie
Joker,
theater. I think I'm done.
Quinn.
Yeah, it comes out July
July
22nd.
Right, I have to
Yeah.
go there for
Or
Ezra.
something.
I
No,
know
I
that.
stopped watching.
I know them
trailers
rides.
for this.
Yeah.
Months ago.
Yeah, I'm
I
probably
just was like,
done.
all right, I'm good.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
don't
enough.
want to see no more. I'm
Cyborg.
good.
Yup.
I got the gist.
Yeah. Because they get out of hand sometimes, yo. I'd be like, you ain't have to show
Well, the
me
thing
that.
is that you know Feige. We should talk about that, but Feige was mad about the
trailer.
trailers and the marketing.
Oh, that's on the agenda. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Kevin Feige was actually pissed. He said Doctor Strange showed too much,
Yeah.
so people not getting, I guess, the surprise that they should have got. And he was like, the marketing, whoever does the marketing, they show too much. So he's kind of pissed about that
Yeah.
already.
I noticed it though. When they first show a trailer, you don't see that much. Then the second round of trailers, okay. And the third
Oh, yeah.
set of trailers is over.
It's not even the trailers.
The
though.
whole
last
movie.
week and a half.
Yeah.
Or
They
start
start showing crazy
It's a
stuff.
TikTok
You're like-
of the movie.
you're like, "How you get that?"
So who do you think controlling that? Is it Chapek or
Yeah, apparently they had a bit of beef about it, right?
yeah?
So,
Um,
but it works though because it gets people interested.
Yeah.
but this is why you're not supposed to see trailers, y'all.
Now she gonna
I
fix
watch
her camera
trailers. I'm
'cause,
sorry, I need to.
Sandy's in the multiverse right now. Or multiplicity shine. Hold on, she in both. You gotta get her up out of here, man.
That's the alternate universe one.
Yeah,
multiverse.
There you go. You good. You good.
Multiverse one.
There it is. Yeah.
Do you think it was too much shown for? Well, you like to see shit. Never mind.
What?
Yeah,
Doctor
you
Strange.
can't
So as far as the trailer showing, I wish there
TV
was more.
spots, all of it. Yeah.
I wish there was more.
Gotcha.
I wish I would have known who the Illuminati was before I went. That wouldn't have been so.
Well, he tried to tell you. What you mean? You didn't believe him?
Huh? Oh, I know. I didn't believe him. What the hell you want? I don't believe anything until I see it for real, bro. That's one thing I've learned about this.
Yo,
planet.
we need a showdown on comic cinema crew between both of them.
Oh, E&D?
Yeah. Battle of the
Had that,
researchers,
bro. I just
right?
did an hour and a half. Come on, bro. You gonna punish me? He ripped my ear off for an hour and a half.
Yo, when y'all was arguing about Hawkeye glasses, I was cracking up.
Man. Come on, bro.
That was funny.
Like he is the type of dude that'll be like, Hawkeye's known for glasses. I'll show you a picture of him wearing glasses. And I'll be like, well, what about the 1,000 pictures that aren't? He don't want to say nothing about that. He just want to say about the one he found. And I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to be slick with them female Moon Knights because you heard me say that there's never been a female Moon Knight in the MCU. Or the 616
Right.
is what I called it. So he's going to try to go put 2 pictures of female Moon Knights. Try to be slick and just leave it there. And I say nothing. Like, come on, bro. I know, man. I know when somebody's taking a dig, bro. So...
You know anything about Spawn?
About what?
You follow Spawn?
Yeah. I love it. Tom Hardy is one of my favorite artists, bro.
Okay.
Like he's one I actually came up on. His Spider-Man books was like what hooked me in.
Oh,
Early Tom Hardy stuff, but then when he went to
He did,
Spawn,
he
I
did
followed
Batman
him
for
for
a little bit
Spawn.
too.
Wait, did you guys ever
And he
see?
did Deadpool, yeah.
Sidebar, but you guys ever see the show Top Boy?
No, I
On
never watched
Netflix?
that.
Oh,
No, what's
So
that?
Mike,
we were
that's the
watching-
British version of Power.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What's it called?
Top Boy.
Top Boy.
So we were watching it and we noticed that Wong is in there
Oh, wow.
and Shuri's in there.
Mm.
And now they both in the MCU.
And one of the characters passes away in the second season, so I have a feeling he's probably going to come into the
You
MCU.
guys seen the trailer?
No, I never watched Top Boy.
Thought it was a different show.
Yeah, Wong it's crazy because Wong and Top Boy is not one to be played with. So to see him in Marvel, you kind of hate his cap. Like, you ever see somebody who plays a role so good you just don't like them?
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like that
That's how
with
wrestling
Wong in the movie. It's kind of weird.
So, but you don't like him. You don't like him in the. You don't like him in the show, Top Boy, or you don't like him in Marvel. Like,
If I would have seen him first in Top Boy, I would have been like, ooh.
oh, for real?
He looks different because he gained weight.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
character in Marvel is bigger, so I guess he looks more friendlier.
Yeah.
But Wong is like, he do some foul stuff. You like, whoa, that's the same guy. And it was funny because they don't look the same. He don't look the same. But I was like, Josh, that
He looks the same.
Nah.
That's how I knew it was him. 'Cause he
Well,
looks
I
the
knew
same.
it was him too, but he don't look. He looked angrier. He looks meaner.
That's for the role.
Well, yeah, but that looks
Drug
more
game.
believable.
By the way, did anyone actually know? I think I know the answer. No one probably saw Halo yet.
No.
It's great,
I
great
did.
I
show.
gave up on video game shows, bro.
It's a great show.
Is
Yeah?
it?
Is
I
it?
heard it wasn't that good.
I gave up
Me
on
too.
video game movies,
Yeah.
shows.
But a lot of gamers saying it's not that good. Maybe because it's not like the game for them.
Because I never played the story mode, so
Oh,
it fills
there you
in
go.
all
There
the
you go.
context for
There you
me.
go.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, gosh. Gotcha.
And also, we started.
Now it
watching,
makes you want to go
And also,
play.
doesn't he like take off the helmet in the show?
All my life, man. I played Halo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I stopped playing Halo after.
Yeah.
we also started watching The Man Who Fell to Earth,
Oh, that's good too.
and that's the same guy who plays the guy with the dreadlocks.
How'd you
This
pick to
one.
watch that? Y'all watch the random shit? Like, where'd you get that from?
It's not
It's
random.
not random.
What's that on?
That's like in our
Showtime.
genre.
Showtime got,
We like
Showtime got a lot of good shows, actually.
Great
So,
shows.
hold on. Let me just say this. It's so good that we want to do. I was telling people, if you watched it, I want to do a show, just a spoiler discussion. Please, for the love of God, everybody in here, watch Behind Her Eyes.
Behind
watched
her
it.
eyes.
Netflix.
Wait, that's the one with the girl. The first scene when she take the knife in. Is that the show?
Is that the old show that y'all watch?
Who's in it?
No.
What's a Netflix
it's-
limited?
Yeah, Lynn. So it's only 6 episodes. It's an easy watch. All I'm gonna say is this.
Is Uma
We
Thurman
was-
in it?
No,
Oh.
you're thinking of a different show. We was trying to watch something. We watched the little Netflix thing that picks stuff for you. We had a bunch of shows. We watched trailers, right? We narrowed it down to 6. We just said, okay, let's pick this show out of the 6. I promise you, I watched it and I said it's instantly the best thing I've ever seen on Netflix.
Is it
And in
action,
shows,
drama?
it's a
That's
drama.
That's what I'm playing.
So
It's a drama.
I can't. I would rather you not watch it than we give it away.
Yes.
Because
Well, I just wanna
You
know
would,
the
you would
genre.
either you would either have to trust me or just don't watch it. I don't
It's
care.
so
If you never
good.
watch it, I don't care. But if you watch it, I promise you.
No, you know what? I have a lot of stuff that I have to watch, so I
Yeah.
kind of rent. I take the.
I got
action stuff.
15 things I gotta
So
watch.
you're telling me, yo, this
I
show-
still gotta
You know,
watch.
So it looks like the stereotypical guy went to a bar, girl went to a bar, met each other, had a drink, walked outside, good time, kissed each other. The guy backed up, and then he said, "I gotta go." He leaves. She's like, "Okay, whatever." She go to work the next day, and the new boss that just got hired walked in, and it's the dude. She's like, "Oh," and you're like, "Okay, it's the stereotypical whatever." And I swear to God,
But you know what? This could be what I'm talking about, right? Because that show came out a year and a half ago, and we ain't ever heard of it. So that's one of them shows that was talked about for a week and gone from Netflix.
right? It probably was. It
Yeah,
probably was. It probably was.
I never heard no
I
buzz
probably
from the
heard of
show.
it was like you said, The Man Who Fell or whatever. We're all like, whatever, right?
Whatever.
But you
That's
probably
a good
watching
show.
like, yo, I promise you, Behind Her Eyes.
Yeah, but that's new though. That show's a year and a half
Right.
ago. I've never
and
heard
for
of it.
me, even in my top 10 movies, it made the list, yo. In my
It's a
life,
series
top
or movie?
show. So
Is it a limited
it's
series?
limited. So when you watch it, yes, it feels like a movie. That's why I keep saying movie by mistake. It's only 6 episodes. You feel like you're watching a movie.
You binge it.
The way that too, but I feel like the way I don't know, it's like it doesn't feel like the stereotypical like show. It feels like they took a movie and kind of chopped it up. But
It's so good.
Or it's one of those Netflix gems
But it's like a British
that
thing,
they don't
or-
market.
yeah, so it's like a UK thing.
It's like
Like
an
they all
overseas
yeah,
thing.
they all have it's set over there.
I don't
They
know.
have the accent.
I watch Game of Thrones, bro. I don't care about
Oh yeah,
accents.
yeah. I'm just saying.
Yo, I'm telling you, as soon as
All I
you
can say is
start,
this.
like
All,
watching it.
all I can say is
Look.
this.
Oh, it's like a period piece, they said?
All I can say is
No.
this. Episode 4.
You know, Blade gonna be a period piece, by the way. But it's another story.
Episode 4 is
Blow
when
your mind.
you realize
That's
what's
the 20s.
happening,
Once we take the
Mhm.
place in
and
20s.
I
When he becomes
swear
Blade.
you're gonna be like, and then the ending is just
But it
gonna
makes
rock
sense.
you.
though. You gotta see the
Alright,
origin.
you wanna watch it? I wanna watch it.
It's amazing.
Gotta watch it.
It's an easy watch.
And then after y'all watch it,
It's an easy watch. But I would love to have. I want to have a show where we just
You
discuss
forget.
it.
That's what he actually
Like,
Okay.
You know what
I'm dying for
like
people to watch
it's
it.
that
America
good
First
that we
Adventure.
wanna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what they're scared of,
It's
right?
their
And look,
Okay.
he
Okay.
can read. He
We'll
wants this
definitely watch
Fantastic Four,
And
Take
it's
place
a
in the
quick
60s,
watch. Like I'm telling
right?
you, you're gonna
like
start
the Beatles
watching
style
it,
of Fantastic Four.
Oh.
I like the third.
Technically, when
episode,
it became Fantastic Four. Because
Was that fourth
Fourth
episode?
episode,
No,
you're like,
John Watson's up. John
no.
Watson's up. So they pay for the money.
I like shows like
No,
that.
he had
Right,
running,
you're predicting
but that's his
what's gonna happen.
concept. For it to be in the 60s. But
And that's why we
Remember
barely
that.
said anything because
It-
we
I don't
had
wanna
no
give nothing
clue,
away.
and we want people just to
so good.
trust us.
I was trying to put my light
I just
down.
want people to
Oh,
feel
that-
what we feel, you know. But you can't give it away.
If we told you too much about it,
Yo, you want the
it would
Fantastic
give
Four to
Yeah.
interact with today's
It
characters.
would take
bro.
away
Oh,
like
yeah,
that's
that's true, so.
And Holt says because Sandy agrees with Beyond Her Eyes, then I'm watching it. There you go.
Behind Her Eyes. Yep, you gotta watch it.
Really, hopes because of Sandy.
You gotta watch.
I done told you about this show like a month ago.
The only reason I'm scared about that.
Yo, Holtz, bruv, you watching Top Boy, bruv,
He
innit?
said, Mr. Fantastic, he said, did you guys peak in the 60s? I'm like, maybe they could have Easter egg.
No, you're talking about the rock group. You're talking about a music group.
It's funny.
Fantastic
We're
Four?
all
that's
everybody
the
can hear
same-
us all. We're having
that's
two
the
different
same-
conversations. I wanted to understand.
Oh, no, because he asked was it a period piece?
Not at all.
So I was saying because it's comic related. I was saying Blade will take place mostly in the 20s. That's gonna be like more of a period piece because of his origin is actually in the 20s.
Oh, okay.
Think First Adventure.
Nice.
American First
Something like
Adventure. Like, no, I don't want to see that. Bro. I want to see Blade interact with the people today. I want to see him immediately pick up the Black Knight storyline. Like, that's what I want to see.
I think it'll come back to there by the end of the movie.
Dave, to your point, these things got to last 5 to 10 years, so you got to stretch it out.
No, we don't stretch it out with period pieces.
Yeah, no.
You got to show his origin though.
But you
bro.
got to show the
Origin.
origin.
Showing origin.
Isn't he a vampire?
They just showed a whole movie for Captain America. Like you
You
said,
gotta,
First
you gotta
Avenger.
go back to
Yeah,
the
but
20s.
he got a good point. They didn't do that in the first Blade.
Did it show his origin? In the first Blade?
No, they
They
show.
showed his origin in a few minutes.
Yeah. You got a good point.
This how you get
It was
Blade.
like a
They grew up.
vampire.
Right, but now superhero origin stories, you got to take a
They
deep
just
dive.
did it with Wonder Woman 1. I love Wonder Woman 1.
That's Warner Brothers take on make 3 hours of him learning how to become Batman. I
That
don't
was
see
Captain America too. It was in the 40s.
No, yeah, I didn't like that one.
Oh, okay.
I told you I didn't like First Avenger. I'm like, yo, I hated First Avenger. For the fact that they told the story in the 40s that had nothing to do with the characters.
Bro, but if his journey didn't start there, especially with Peggy Carter, you wouldn't have to pay off at the end, especially when they go back and have that dance stuff like that. Like it was a whole
and I
thing.
think
Okay, I accept that. That payoff really meant nothing to me. I'll be honest with you, the payoff was like, okay.
But the whole story with him and her throughout the time.
Yeah, I don't need to see that with Blade.
And then what about the Peggy Carter in the movie we just saw?
Yeah.
What about Captain Carter?
The first Avenger, he said it in this movie, stuff like that.
Well, technically, we got hers do What If. we got her story do What If. That was 30 minutes. Trust me, that wasn't one of my highly rated episodes.
Yo,
Bro,
she
they
was
didn't show-
massive.
They needed to show, honestly, they needed to show Cap and how he inspired America against the Nazis and stuff like that. And that took place back then. They needed that movie.
She don't watch
Before
Moon
they
Knight
got to what they got
either.
now. If they started Cap now, you would have had the whole Red Skull and finding the stone and all that stuff like that. Like they needed that movie. So I can see it going from some of the Blade.
I don't think Blade needs that.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. I'm no movie maker.
And I think I agree with you, Dave, because they already did a Blade, right? So it'd be kind of
Yeah, I
the
don't
general
want them to
conception
bounce- I don't want them to bounce
of
this
a
Blade
Blade,
off
it'd be
that.
like, we already seen a Blade, but now you're backing up way further. It's
Because
like,
that Blade's
what?
But wouldn't that
Not
be?
connected.
I think, huh?
That
Right.
the first 3
And wouldn't that be smart? They said the first
We know
time.
that, we know that.
They said the first time we didn't really dive into him when he first got the powers, how he was living with it. But this time, let's give him more. I think it's actually
I
smart.
think if they give us 25,
Yeah,
minutes
20
at
or-
the most.
Yeah, 20 to 45 minutes. I would say.
Nah, 45 minutes.
By the way, Holtz, it does take place in London and Hackney, of course. But in the second season, they go to your area of Liverpool, Merseyside,
Jack the Ripper?
You heard me?
Jack the Ripper's the-
and Manchester, of
I think
course.
Blade was place in London too.
I like what, Blade?
Yeah,
Don't tell me it takes place in London.
bro, that's where he got the powers at. Like, what, did you read the comics?
Yo, dude, when you're doing rewrites, man, like you're rewriting people's origins all the time. Not everybody's origins that we've seen have been accurate. I don't know if y'all know that Hawkeye's origin was.
I know.
definitely
Yeah,
not
I know. That's
accurate. Wanda's origin is definitely not accurate.
okay.
All right, so
And they're about to have, what is it, Calvin Harris origin story, Black Superman.
yeah, like you can rewrite origins, man. Don't like you think period
Is that a
pieces
thing?
are gonna get kids to fill the theater.
It's on the table.
Wonder Woman 1
We'll
did.
see if it gets greenlit.
Wonder Woman 1 made a lot of money, bro.
Yo,
And that took place in the same
yo,
time
you're gonna
period.
see Blade cranking the car to get it to go. Look at this guy. He's gonna crank up the engine.
No, he don't have a motorcycle. They had motorcycles back then. They had Steve.
The little pop, 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 pop.
Mike, you keep forgetting.
Little two-stroke motors.
You're
No,
gonna
no.
be on the one topic for 45 minutes.
You're right. Let me stop.
Well, man,
Yeah, let's,
Yeah,
let's
that's
pull that.
shit.
I'm moving on from that. I just hope that they don't lose their minds.
What's your problem with London, though?
That's why it's London. I have nothing really with London.
Okay.
It's just that you hated London. Don't you?
I was about to say,
Wait.
he was the guy that had a problem with Spider-Man being overseas.
Because Spider-Man's in New York. Like he's never. When did you say Spider-Man in London besides that movie?
Well, Blade was in New York.
Thank-
Blade operated in New York City also, bro.
Wait, what's the problem with London?
Bro, what are we
What's the
talking
problem with
about?
London? You was mad that Spider-Man went and kicked
I was
ass
mad
in
at Spider-Man. What's it called? Far From Home.
Far
Far
From
From Home
Home.
went and kicked ass in London.
It's actually called Far From Home.
That's
Give
what-
away the title.
Yeah, he just didn't like it.
Right. You didn't like it either.
I didn't like it because it was a
Mysterio. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the villain was black.
I like Spider-Man in New York. Like I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man swinging off the New York City buildings is the iconic Spider-Man shots.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's why I like that.
But to our original point about branding and getting big movie stars, Tom Holland is British, so it made more sense for him to be in Europe.
You want all the people in Britain to go see their favorite actor.
Holtz, tell me if I'm correct on that one.
I didn't like.
But Josh, that's an out of the park take. I love that. That's perfect.
I didn't like it. I didn't like Mysterio either. But that's apart from that. So, I like it. What was that like? Spider-Man 2 when you got to New York, or even and Andrew Garfield when the New Yorkers are swinging the cranes, helping people go across, or New York's like, yo, we got you, Spider. Like I like that part. I don't think the London people even talk to him in this movie. Honestly, from home.
Yeah, he was swinging. He couldn't talk to
Man,
nobody.
he's talking to his own classmates.
Yeah, he was.
He was living a double life there,
He was.
What you got next on the docket?
That was basically it. This, you know what we're gonna think about in terms of House of the Dragon? Because that's coming out in August.
I'm still not super for that.
Me neither.
Really?
Yeah, I love Game of Thrones, but the ending put me off so
Yo,
much. I'm afraid to
so
watch anything
agree.
else.
I'm
Like, they
like-
burnt me, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
that
Yeah,
ending
they
was
burnt.
not
Did
good.
you like the ending?
No.
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 We did a
So
whole
what
we
would
did a whole
lead
show
you to
about
go
that.
back?
The first
Yeah.
mental theater was about that. No.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what would lead you to go back?
because the ending was the ending, but then I got 7 great seasons before the 8th season.
You know,
That's
the
when you go
issue
back
is
for more.
we never had interest
So
in
you-
it, right? And we end up watching it, and we watched 6 seasons in 4 weeks, right? So we was right
was
6
just
seasons
binging.
in 4 weeks.
Oh.
So then we caught up we finished it, and then season 7 started, right? And then you gave us season. Did you give us a season 8? I don't
Mhm.
really know.
That's
Well,
the end.
That's the last.
That's
no,
the last
no,
season.
no.
Yeah, that was the last
Did you
season.
really give us a season 8? So anyway, so you give us season. Okay, you give us 8. The 8th.
So you were
Whatever.
saying 7.5. I got you.
You gave me thank you 7.5, and then the way it ended, it was just like
So your issue, right, is what we just talked about. You watched this show especially.
Mhm.
You binged it for 6 seasons.
Yep.
You missed the anticipation, the talk,
oh 100%.
weekly. The season before season theories. Like you missed all that.
of that.
Yeah, that's how you got.
Even it was weird.
And then
So-
when the finale came up, it was like, oh, it just seemed like another show, not the finale.
Yeah, for you
Yeah.
guys, it's much different. When you watch for
So
watch for 8
terrible.
years,
It was terrible.
I agree
It
with
was
you.
Yeah.
terrible
I can
for
see
us.
where you got
so
a different.
for us, I never had interest in that show all them years anyway. So
Right.
I ended up
We
watching
were just
it.
watching because everybody.
And I did it. It took a year off, so I think it was 9 years. So I think people who watched it 9 years, we all hated the ending, but I think they got 8 years of equity from us.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably that's why we did.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is, it was great, but because we
Yeah.
watched it all in
Merged it
about
all
this much
together.
time, which
Yeah.
some people had really invested.
Yeah.
I'm like, technically, we wasn't that invested. We
It
watched
makes sense.
uh,
And I'm also interested in that particular story, Dave. To answer your question, like that's not the same time frame. It's not a sequel. It's a prequel. It's 300 years before the events that we saw.
that bothered
So
me.
But by the way, we know how George W.R. Martin does his work. So this is still going to be based off of books he wrote. That's
Yeah.
a prequel to the Song of Ice and Fire anyway.
Here's
So
the thing.
so at least
I have no idea.
when Game of Thrones, I think we can all collectively agree when it went off the rails is because it went off of the source material. It was telling a story of a book that George
Right.
I never read
Armand, he
the
hasn't
material.
finished yet.
I never read the book.
So all these books, excuse me, the prequel coming out in August is based upon novels that he already wrote.
Well, here's my only issue, Josh. I had no interest for 6 years, right?
Oh, that I
The show
get,
was
yeah.
on, right. So then I watch it, right? In a short period of time, we finish it. The ending was not great. So my interest for you're not even gonna give me characters I learned to love.
Right.
Now
Right.
you're gonna give me characters and I ain't even want to watch that shit.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
why even-
So it's like, why am I gonna invest?
And then what is this show gonna be another 9 years?
It would take you maybe 3 years for people-
Right.
for people to
Yeah.
say,
Yes.
"Yo, this show is
Yeah,
great,
instead of
amazing."
6 years, I'd be like, okay, now I know of it, but it'd be like 3 years of people like, no, bro, I'm telling you,
Right,
man,
exactly.
No, bro, by the 3rd year, the radio will be
Yeah.
like, it's the best show. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, Sandy, we
That's what it'll
all right.
take you, and I can see
Yeah.
that coming
For
from.
me.
I think me often, and I get so invested. So I've already read about his characters during the original Game of Thrones because I had to know. I'm a person who has to know how things start to get where we're at. So all those people in the original Game of Thrones, I had to go back and see, well, who was their father, who was the king before this. So I done read all this stuff already.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting stuff I've already read about. So
I'm
to
not
me, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
super. Yeah, I get it.
The only thing that
It depends
sounds
what it
cool-
is, but certain like Anthony with the wrestling, I took
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I go back, I watch.
The only thing that sounds cool to me is it's supposedly gonna be dragons.
With 18 dragons in the show.
Right. So I'm
Throughout
like,
the
okay,
series. We got
that's-
like 3 in the
That's
first
cool.
season.
yeah, that's
So
what
that's
cool
the
for
only
me.
thing
Yeah.
that makes us
Other
like,
than that, yeah.
kind of, 18, right?
Yes.
I know Chloe ain't super.
That's a lot of money though
Yeah.
for special effects.
I would
18
fish
dragons?
Rhaegar.
Well, the dragons,
So what?
Ambitious,
Oh yeah,
big
you
Rhaegar.
the dragons at that time, they all had dragons. So it was before the end of the dragons. So they all was fighting against each other.
The
Using the
doom,
dragons.
the doom of Valyria.
Yeah, it's Targaryens versus Targaryens, basically. So and I like the black, they're gonna have way more black characters. That's just a personal thing for me, but I'm excited about that too.
And I also feel like if you watch The Witcher, you
Witcher's good. Witcher's really good.
Witcher either.
I didn't like the first season, but the second season.
Second season.
Second season was good. Witcher's good.
First season was good. First season was good. Or not?
First season, it's not just not good. It's just the way they structure it is weird.
I'm not the biggest Witcher.
Apparently, we were watching. I don't remember where I got.
It goes back and forth through different timelines.
Well, yeah, I try to stay away from. Honestly, I try to stay away from any kind of movie or TV show that's based on video games. Like Resident Evil, just me.
I don't even look at it as a video. I
Me
didn't know
either.
it was based off a video game. Honestly,
Me either. When I first watched Witcher,
Like,
But
I watched
if I
it.
know what it is though, it's like eating cauliflower. If somebody slips it in my food, I'll eat it
Okay.
or whatever. But if you tell me it's in it,
that's another
That's
example.
fair.
What's his name? Josh Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. I watched that because of Henry Cavill. Another example. He was good.
Henry Cavill's like one of your favorite actors or some shit.
Henry Cavill's great. Yeah. You see The Man from Uncle?
The Man from Uncle is phenomenal. Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. I saw
Yeah,
it.
Henry Cavill.
Okay, but I guess
Right,
Yeah.
Josh.
he's all right. I mean,
Yo, I'm about to hit the stop the cap button. Hold on, bro.
nah, he was all right. I mean, he didn't knock my socks off. I was like, oh my god, I gotta see more of him.
You gotta see Man from Uncle then.
What about Man of Steel?
Man, still, obviously, I saw that. Don't even give me stuff on that.
Okay, never
That's a
mind.
bit that won't be able to take it.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I'll leave it alone.
And Holt said, "Yeah, I hear going off the source material is the wrong thing to do. I agree. Amazon doing Lord of the Rings, very excited
that
about
too. You
that.
should have put that on there about your excitement level.
Absolutely. I mean, you still have to watch.
I'm not excited for it because I haven't watched the movies yet. So.
You gotta watch all of them.
You got me out.
All 6. You better watch all 6.
I know. I should download a phone.
You gotta watch.
You gotta watch The Hobbit, and you gotta watch.
Oh, you're getting into
Lord
the
of the Rings.
rabbit hole?
I have to because the show about to come out.
Look, buddy.
And then Harry Potter next, all on HBO Max.
I'm hoping.
Shout out to Warner's.
I'm watching Harry Potter now because I saw Fantastic Beasts. So now I gotta go back and watch.
You
Harry
should watch it with your kids. Watch it with your kids.
Potter. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Actually, we need to watch that.
Yeah, I gotta watch that because I watch Fantastic Beasts. So now I gotta watch Harry Potter.
And then
Why'd you
Holt,
watch the third Fantastic
Wait, did
Beasts,
y'all
not
see
the other
Sonic too?
It looked good. It just looked really
Everyone
good.
was
The
saying
previews.
it was good.
What was it?
Sonic 2 was good.
I didn't see either of them.
But the first one was way
Again,
better.
previous.
You think so?
First one was better by far.
By far?
wow.
By far.
I think they're about. I do think it's better, but not by far. I think they're closer than what you
Listen.
think. You know why? Because this one, I like Knuckles. You didn't like Knuckles?
Knuckles is cool, but here's my issue. Part 1 was a pretty good movie that everybody could watch. Part 2, they directed it for kids. Part 2 feels like a Saturday morning
That's what I
cartoon. Part 1 felt like,
That's
yo,
what I
this was
heard.
like
I
a
heard
good,
it's,
yo, adults
2
are
hour
like,
half.
yo, this is a good movie. Part 2, you really felt like,
But yeah, but part 2 wasn't bad. It's still something you should go see.
Well, Jim Carrey's in it, so I'm gonna see it because he's in it.
Not no more though.
Jim Carrey's good.
He retired.
He's retired from acting.
He's retiring from acting.
That was
Yeah,
his last movie.
yeah.
For
Sadly.
now.
I love
No,
Jim
that's what
Carrey.
he's done.
Always
He said
have.
he's done. There's going to be a painter now.
done because of Will Smith.
Well, no, because of that. But I did like what he had to say about.
I did like Idris as Knuckles. I thought that was pretty dope.
That was really cool.
Wait, Idris?
Idris as Knuckles. Yeah.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what movie I'm very excited to see? What is it? The superhero dog.
No, Super Pets.
I am
Have fun with that,
so
Josh.
excited to see
Yeah, I'm
that.
not seeing
That
that.
is one superhero movie that I will not be seeing.
You go see it with your
First
goddaughter.
of all, Batman is in it, so we're gonna go see it all together.
The
no.
Rock plays his Superman's dog.
I think it's Bat Dog. Is it Bat?
Let me know how it is.
Kevin Hart is in it. And
No.
But who's the Bat? Who's playing the Batman character?
Keanu Reeves.
Like what beast? Like is it a dog, a cat? Is it a
A
bat?
dog.
Bat dog. It's good.
No. It's actually Batman and a dog together. Like
That's even worse. It should be Batman and a bat. You're a bat, bro.
Right.
The whole
The
life is a
animal
bat.
is
Now
a
all of a sudden
bat.
you got paws, bro.
No, because Superman and Batman are both dogs.
Super
Dog
Pets.
man.
No, that's their
no,
pet.
they're not dogs. It's their pets.
That's
I mean,
their
they're pets. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're both dogs.
Batman. Dog.
No, he's
The
just saying Batman should.
No.
Bat-
Imagine
Batman.
Batman and his crime fighting dog. Like that's his
That's
partner.
his dog. That's not
And
his
Superman
dog.
and
That's not
Superman
dog.
has a dog too.
They both have dogs in the comics.
I don't know. You know
They're
what?
accurate.
I don't know. You know what?
You're the comic guy once again. The
Okay,
comic
so
guy.
here, so let me try to do this right. Okay, let me try to say this right. All right. If I'm Batman, I got a bat card, a bat cave, a bat gadgets, a bat gear. I'm not gonna have a dog like a bat.
He has a
I
It's
could
a
a, I could a
He has
bat
a
be a
dog
pet.
dressed like
Whoa,
a bat.
whoa, whoa! Morbius was able to control bats.
Listen to me, man.
Were they pets or were they random
Never
bats?
seen what they was.
Exactly.
You know,
Bat
so
in the cage,
Batman
fly
should-
around, bat.
you know what I'm
You're my
saying?
bat. Like, hey,
I can take the bat to the park. Like,
you don't have to bring a pet to the
Ant-Man
park.
can control ants.
They don't bring the fish to the park or a turtle to the park. You got a pet
Hey,
to the park.
Ant-Man can control ants.
Huh? And Ant-Man don't gotta bring them to the park.
Hey, Holt said Bat Dog would have some gadgets. That's true.
Yeah, Bat Dog is dressed like the dog is dressed like a bat.
I'm not watching this
Batman.
movie though.
You know what's funny is Dog Man should have a bat.
Yeah, it's funny. I never even seen the trailer for this movie.
I'd rather go see
It's
what was the song? What was that? Lightyear than that.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather see
Yo, actually, I'd rather see
What?
the
Yeah, I'd rather see
or
Lightyear.
the bad guy.
I'll
We
see
actually
Lightyear.
want to see
Bad
the
Guys is good. I saw that.
You did?
I
Yeah, we
like
wanna
the
see
Bad
it.
Guys a lot. Yeah. I didn't know it was based off books, but it's really good though.
What
Yeah.
is it?
Bad Guys.
Maybe we should
Oh,
just go
yeah.
see it early tomorrow. Like, get it out.
You should. Yeah, Bad Guys is good. Yeah. It's got Zazie
Paw
Beetz in
Patrol.
it.
We went to a
Paw
Patrol party
Patrol.
last week.
What? Oh, for the kids? That's cool.
Uh-huh.
What's your Paw Patrol party?
Me and Josh. We actually have a pup.
Oh, we gotta shut it up.
What happened?
Yeah, what you got? See, ready?
Paw Patrol.
No, yeah.
we're ready.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Paw Patrol, huh?
It's almost 10
But all right, guys, we're gonna end it there. We're getting clear to close to 3 hours. So
Oh, wow.
thank you everyone
Nice.
in the
Ooh,
comments.
wow.
Thank you, Holtz.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yo, what's
You
the
did that long?
yo? So Holtz, if Holtz
over here the whole
Holtz
time.
watches Behind Her Eyes,
Yeah.
then you can be on the show.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch it. We'll come on the show.
Anybody watch it that you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I told a couple people. Mr. Urban will watch it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Urban World, for tuning in.
Now I might check it out. 6 episodes.
Please hit me up, bro.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
You
because
gonna
you
hit me
said,
up.
no,
Trust
that's
me.
what you said.
When you watch it, you're gonna hit me up. I guarantee. Mr. Urban watched it. He was like, "Yo, yeah, I'm dying to talk."
How'd you guys feel about Ultimatum? You ain't said it. What'd you guys feel?
Yo,
It was
so
like a little doctor.
we
thing.
watch a lot of those type of shows,
Right.
Isn't that cute?
So it's good from beginning to end.
It
In
is.
the middle somewhere, I feel it was falling. You know where it fell a little bit when the
They moved back home with
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
yes, then it went down a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but it picked back up. So I feel like that's a solid show.
But that first table scene when the two engagements, that was crazy.
Yeah. But did you see? Tell me you seen the reunion.
Yeah.
Yo, when they brought it up, they was like, "No, be honest. Did you just propose?"
And then they showed the
because-"
video.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, they ain't have to do that." Oh, that made him look really.
I was surprised that the one chick didn't get with Jake and she got a whole girlfriend.
Yo, we was like, "Yo, how did you not?"
He said, "I'm going to binge watch it, even if I heard Sandy doesn't watch Moonlight either."
We are gonna watch Moonlight. Though.
They
We
have
watched the
to
first
now.
episode. Yeah,
We're gonna watch the first.
Yeah, we can't not
We're gonna watch
finish it.
some of it.
It gets
tonight.
better.
You might like it now
I
because
won't say it
you
gets
because you
better,
can binge it though. They might like it more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you can keep watching it over and over again.
Well, no, not really.
But all right, guys, we're gonna end it there,
Bye, guys.
and then
All right.
we'll talk to you later.
All right.
See you later.
Later.
Peace.
So you-
I don't think that's gonna happen. Let's try. Oh yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. Let's try. Oh yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Let's go. Ah!